Make sure everything's running good. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes. So before we kind of get into the recap and everything like that, do you all want to talk about the social encounter stuff that I posted yesterday? I saw some people reacting to it positively as an idea. Do you always want me to talk about that, or we don't want to worry about it another time? And anybody look at it and be like, "Oh, I'm excited to start using it, and I want to get into it."
Yeah, I'm
I
excited.
glanced at it at work.
Mm-hmm.
It confused me, and then I stopped looking at it, and I never forgot to go back and look at it.
That's the thing too. If it's confusing, I want to know. And again,
Well,
it's up to you
it
guys
only
who want to
confused me
use
because
it.
I was looking at it while I was scurrying around at work, so I didn't really get into it too much.
So,
I'll look at it now.
I put it in the post, but D&D has 3 pillars of stuff, and combat obviously being the most important pillar. And they're like, "Oh yeah, we have social and exploration, are the other 2 pillars." But the more I think about social interactions, and I call them social encounters, right? Bribe the guard, get past the guard, talk to the king, merchants, haggling. While combat, anyone can chip in, whether you're healing, buffing, or whatever, like everyone can participate. Social encounters is usually boiled down to, if you're participating and trying to be successful in a social encounter, is who's the charisma face character, right? People still jump in, right? Like an Archie, as a great example of amazing role player, but you like to jump in. But it's usually, if you're jumping in, it's just like, oh, don't jump in, don't say anything, right?
Which sucks. I hate that.
Yeah, and so like it discourages people to interact because not that everything's has to be about optimization, and sometimes a little bit of chaos and a little bit of conflict from you guys from RP is great. And
but you're worried
makes
about being called to do the charisma check if you don't have good charisma.
Right. And so the idea is just to kind of give classes maybe something. It doesn't have to be that they are the ones doing the check. It could be boiled down to one rule if the stuff that I wrote up is just, even though I try to make it simple, it could be, once a social encounter, anyone could use a different skill check to do the influence action, which now that's a new term, right? Influence is deception, intimidation, and persuade, like all those kind of traditional charisma stuff. It could be as simple as anyone at least once or twice a social encounter, if the narrative applies for, because it's something I do instinctively, like Caleb's a good example. Sometimes Caleb's talking to somebody, but it's about magic, right? So instead of a persuasion check, maybe it could be an arcana check. So maybe it could be as simple as just enabling you all with like, all right, everyone feel comfortable going, hey, Nate, if I ramble about religion as a cleric for a bit, could I use it to try and convince this person? And be like, sure, you can do a religion check, and in that scenario,
like they can use what's in their wheelhouse.
Yeah, if the narrative calls for it, right? Because it's like you're just talking to a person and on the streets looking for directions, and then you start rambling about religion. Like, who knows? Like, is that applicable? Or maybe you see they have a holy symbol behind them, and now you can start talk about religion to get on their good grace. I want to be more flexible with that, but also not trying to overshine the face character, right? So the idea is like you can do that like once or twice. So that's the key idea, right? That could be as simple as that. But if you guys want a little bit more fun and a little bit of variety, I did just like kind of tweak it a little bit for each class. It's kind of seemed thematic. Like the barbarian, they have what I just said, right? They could, once a social encounter, they could do an influence action to do a different skill. Because barbarians, that classic, like, if you want to do a strength for the intimidation check, you can. But in this case, they could do the athletics check because they're just looming. But instead of them giving themselves advantage, let's say it's Lorelai is doing her talking. She's trying to talk them up, and she rolls her influence at persuasion, and it's really bad. I put barbarian or whatever Hiromi is. Like Hiromi also kind of fits that kind of looming presence. You could say, hey, as Hiromi, you're like, hey, can I use my little ability to allow her to impose myself and allow Lorelai to re-roll it? And I'd be like, sure.
Try again.
Yeah, there's no checks on your behalf or anything like that. You just use your ability to do it. So that's a little bit more variety if you want it. So anybody going on what's in the document with all that little bit more, a little bit of variety to it, going, that's overwhelming, I don't want to do that. Anybody, that's okay, right? Because D&D 5e, one reason why I play it is for simplicity, right? Is
I mean,
I'm okay with it.
yeah, I'm okay with it. Worst thing that happens is you forget about it. So it's
which is true too. Like you don't have
Yeah.
to use it, right?
Not
But
a
it
big
gives
deal.
people some room to
I'm cool with this.
participate. Because I know some of us, we love the RP, and then if we're not like that's just how I'm as a player. Oh man, I love RPing and I love talking to NPCs, but I'm not playing a charisma character, and that sucks, right? So at least it gives you something to maybe pull yourself into the scene. Cool. So that stuff will be there. I'd say by next week, I'll go onto your guys' character sheets and just make a feature for your class with that ability on it. But at the very least, just remember almost everyone can try and use a different skill, right? I didn't give that ability to like a bard, right? Because they're already going to be really great at persuasion, most likely, right? So it's like most like they don't really need any work. But by next week, I'll just plug those little features in there just so you guys can have it. And I'm also looking for feedback. Like I kind of lost inspiration for like a wizard, for instance, right? So like if you guys have any ideas to give, like the druid one, I think has the most flavor. It's like once a social encounter, you can make a beast appear, distracting a
I like
creature you
that.
can see, and that creature has disadvantage on its next search check. Most likely that's an insight check. Like if you're trying to deceive them, the druid could be like, "Oh look at the pretty little puppy," and they're like, "Oh what? Oh," and now they have disadvantage on their like that's the kind of flavor there, right? Were you gonna say
Which
something, Lindsay?
makes sense. Yeah, it's interesting because it makes sense with the new druid rules where like all druids always have speak with animals prepared. So like that makes
Yes.
a lot more mechanical sense because you can literally just like, hey squirrel, go over there and whatever, and like
Mhm.
it's not like you're giving an extra power really because it's just
And I think the
in the
wild
forefront.
shapes too also kind of like you can spend a wild shape to do a find familiar. I didn't want to get into like using your actual abilities because I don't want you to be like,
Yeah.
well, I need that for combat. But to me, it's
Right.
also a little bit of that
the
find
flavor.
familiar flavor of like, but just for a little moment, you like make a little something appear. Oh, look at that. But however you want to do it, right? But if you guys think of anything better flavor wise for any of their characters, 100%. I was doing some major flavor for all the other ones, but it was like that was too, or like the barbarian, right? You can use your imposing presence leading into a trope. But I just wanted to boil it down to the
About-
mechanics as much as
I
possible.
kind of thought of one for the wizard. What if once a social encounter, you're able to add your proficiency bonus to your another ally's Arcana check?
Ooh, adding proficiencies to another Arcana check. Ooh. I didn't think about it for like information. I was focusing on talking to and like insight, but like yeah, sometimes you're trying to get information to provide context for something. To I would say proficiency to a study action because that will cover
Yeah,
nature,
there you go.
history, arcana.
Because they're smart most of the
Most
time.
of the time.
I like that.
Said at the same time.
I just like half wrote that down, but yes, thank you. That's great. Like if you guys have any more ideas in the future, or if it's even with one of your characters and they have any ideas, like holler at your boy. Holla at your boy. Okay.
I love all of the fun like little new things we get to try.
And it's a good time, or with all the other new rules, it might be time to roll it in. Though, Lindsay, I'll say between me and you, like I imagine you are like me, like you like politics and political maneuvering. In my ideal world, that we would sit down and play a political campaign, and we'll have political rules and political maneuvering rules.
That would be
Isn't there a game?
my
There's a
dream
Game
come
of
true.
Thrones campaign setting that's
Pretty
very
much.
much like that.
Right. That's exactly
Yeah.
what I take inspiration from. I love
Oh, one more
that
thing.
stuff.
You guys
Like-
want to? You guys want to meet Buster?
Oh
I'll
yes.
go grab him real quick.
Yeah.
He's only doing it for the inspiration, though. Don't think he's doing it for you guys.
Yeah. Hold on, I'll be right back.
Your husband. Come here, honey. She's camera shy.
Doge.
Aw,
You say Jasmine?
so cute.
Aspen.
Aspen. Oh, like a tree.
Hi, baby.
Can you sit?
No.
Pretty. Is it pretty? What a good sit, pretty. Yeah.
Oh, you
It-
guys couldn't even see. Sorry, the camera was in the wrong place. But she sat really pretty.
It's always gonna live rent free in my mind, Lindsay. The one time you were on the couch and you just like pulled your camera over and both the puppers were just like nested next to you. Yeah, it was so cute.
Yeah.
I love it. The pack.
They're pretty cute.
Are you cutie? Hey.
Pupper dogs. We also got to see Merlin earlier.
So where's
Here
Buster?
Here we go. All right. Here we go.
Aw.
He's kind of
Hello.
spooked right now because
Look at those eyes.
he's never been down here.
What is this place?
He's got a
Those
yeah. He's
cute.
got heterochromia.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
But he's got one blue eye.
Yo, is it what your boss?
That's him. He's spooked right now. He's never been down here. I took him down the stairs. He didn't like it very much.
He's like, I don't go to the dark cave. This is an interesting little segue. In regards to pets and other animals in our IRL lives, I kind of mentioned earlier that over the weekend I did a lot of world building for Grey Hollow. I had a lot of world building already and ideas, but I kind of made some more things concrete. But one of the favorite things I did, like no joke, Megan, when we were talking about Loki and them like protecting your house and stuff, the Felix Guard now exists in Grey Hollow, which is a organization or like a group of cats who like protect Grey Hollow, like being so close to the Alderaan, like the little failings, the little critters that might come in, maybe just creating mischief or maybe even danger. So now there's like an official and just so it's not completely off of Norse, the person in charge is Loki. And I like to imagine any of your other cats would, and everyone else's kid cats could be in the Felix Guard if you wanted. But cats have a place in Grey Hollow. I'm going to briefly talk about a little bit of the world building I did, because I do know we've done some Grey Hollow. And last week, I had been struggling I've been on the fence for a while of putting stuff like the houses and the nobility in there, because I do think not everyone's taste is going to be, oh, I'm a commoner and this is a nobility and they have all the power in that situation, right? That can, like, we're here to kind of sometimes, a lot of times D&D's escapism from all the shit like that in IRL, right? I put it in at the last second, but I was like, I want to put the Baroness in there. I just did it as a gut reaction. I love Game of Thrones style politics, as I was just talking about with Lindsay. I love maneuverability of the houses and politics. So they're in there now. It is official. I did try to take the sting out of that power structure a little bit. And so one of the things that came out of it is the scent of the redwoods that Lauren came up with offhand when she was talking to Katarina about, oh, what song or story did you like the most? And Lauren's like, Scent of the Redwoods. That is now officially a story about when this sacred grove was burned by some of the aristocracy and killed some commoners who were gathering for, like, there was already some tension. I won't go to all the details, right? But that led to an actual uprising. Some of the certain houses even joined with the commoners. And now there's the Council of Commons, which is very much like representatives for the common folk. So you'd have like the Council of Commons and Council for the Nobility. So it's like there will be a sense of politics and government action. Grey Hollow is a town. It is officially now in the Kingdom of Belivan. And again, I don't remember you guys have to remember all this, but we did touch on the house and stuff. So I think it's fair if you guys understand the broad strokes if you want. There's two faction in the noble houses. A lot of this is like could be changed, but the houses of Stone and Leaf, and that represents two different faction. Leaf being, sorry, I'm kind of rambling all over the place. Let's talk about the key idea, right? You guys see how much I like Fae and I like that storybook magic vibe. So the idea is like you have your city civilization farther away from the Fae such. But then like a town like Grey Hollow on the outskirts of the town or of the kingdom, closer to the borders, they'll be a little bit more closer and a little bit more influenced by the Fae themes and such that we have. So like the Leaf houses kind of represented an old nation that kind of leaned a little bit more Fey, a little bit more into nature. And the Houses of Stone represented houses who were a little bit farther away from that. Long story short, at one point the two nations joined, and now it's one. But then it's now the Kingdom of Bellevon one. Matriarchal, Queen is in charge of everything, and it goes to the next in line is always the oldest female inheritor. And I really am enjoying when you guys give me ideas like that. As I told with Rob, the Silver Lodge, I am looking for you guys to come up with ideas and then take it with and running with it, right? Another thing I developed is with Charlie is he has, the dragon, he was a dragon born and such. And I was like, and with the runes. And so I found a place for that into the world. And there's a country called Veyrosh. It's a desert country. But I also am trying to personalize the setting a bit. So like, I actually wanted, if anybody has feedback, I asked Char.
The farm you did.
What was that?
I loved the thing about like the farm that you did for like my backstory.
Right.
That was really cool, like little personalization.
Yeah. So anything you guys add, we can definitely look to do it. And it's like, but I'm looking to kind of customize this, so also to kind of get away. Everything's just D&D. So instead of Dragonborns, I was thinking of naming them something different. Like Dragonkin was the first one, but also Dracos, like the Draco race, Dracos. I'm looking for feedback on some of this stuff. Do you guys have an opinion on Dragonkin or Draco or something different to represent Dragonborns?
I love Dragonkin because I've also
Yeah.
read a book series that used that phrase, and so which I really liked as a kid. So like, I think it's awesome.
Okay.
But they're both cool.
I kind of like Dracos. It feels like a little bit like its own thing, separate from like a Dragonborn.
That's kind of what I was thinking too, and it kind of I don't know how to put this into words. I don't think I'm going to try to explain it. It's like a feeling for the setting and the language, right?
That's very true.
Draco sounds a
little
little bit
bit
more
more-
natural, authentic versus Dragonkin, which is a little bit more. I don't know. I obviously like them
RPG-ish.
both. What was that you said?
RPG-ish.
Yeah, right. Like something that feels a little bit more
As opposed- yeah.
real than more than
As opposed
just
to fantastical.
fantastical,
Like,
yeah.
fantasy.
not. And
So
everything
when you
said
say
this world.
Draco,
Draco, love.
would it be
I-
Draco or Draco? Like Dracos? Like Draco.
So Cain is-
SE?
So let's put it into like a sentence, right? Cain is a Draco, or is Cain a Dracos? I think Draco, and then they are Dracos, plural, right? I don't know though. Cain is a Dracos, Dracos. Maybe roll a little R in there. Cain is a Dracos. Come get your Dracos tacos. But it sounds like we like Draco, so we'll kind of lean in. But I'm going to be looking for feedback on little object or little things like that. I'm like, what do you guys think? What do you guys like most? I have a whole bunch of other lore that I got into, but again, a lot of that stuff's not important, right? I'm not going to talk about the Kythian Empire or anything like that in the old histories. But I'm really getting into it. One other thing I'll mention. So just kind of to put it into your minds, because I really like the Fae, right? Stuff. So titles could be changed, but I'd mentioned the Alderalder, right? So I kind of wanted to define a little bit better what that is. And so I kind of considering it Domain of the Moon and Shadow, also called the Alderald. And that's what I'm imagining the short of that is the Shadowfell and the Feywild kind of combined. But instead of being necessarily its own plane of existence, it's the neighbors, right? There are still the mist and a lot of that magic, unknown mystery about it. But if you go deep enough into the woods, the Alderald is there waiting. They are neighbors. And it will have its own peoples, its own politics, its own things going on there. But it definitely is supposed to feel a bit more like the mystery, the unknown, right? And sometimes people from the Domain of the Moon, from the Outer World, have attacked and crossed the borders. And then, so like the world.
Outworld,
Go ahead.
is that the name of the place or the people?
The place, and yeah, so like the domains exist, right? There'll be this kingdom. There's the Veyrashi. Like, I don't know if they have a term for would you refer to them as the Alderadians? I don't know. I haven't gotten like, or they just we're unique
Alderans?
people. Alderans, yeah. I guess I did put like the Felix guard. They look out for Alderlings, you know, like instead of failings, make something like that. But also like
Mhm.
using the term failings totally fine. Yeah, Alderans, the Alderans. And then the
Alderans.
world that you all live in currently, I'm not saying you can't be from the Elderworld, right? Is the domain of sun and light. So a dichotomy of the moon and shadow and sun and light. And again, a lot of this is just I got names down, but things will adjust if something sounds better.
Hmm.
So domain of the sun.
If you have all this information in one place, can you pin it?
Oh, sure. I have a document I'm working on, and I'm
Okay.
constantly adding to it. I'll try and take what I have pretty solid and put it into a document for those who want to dive deeper.
'Cause I'm so visual, I can listen to you talk about this all
Oh,
day and forget all
100%.
of it.
Yeah.
But if I read it, it's in my head.
The last thing I'll say about it is so you all are in the domain of sun and light, right? You guys are in the world. The kingdoms are there, and then the Alderall, that Feywild Shadowfell, is on the edge. They are the noisy neighbors. And Grey Hollow, as a town, is on that border, right? So it's influenced by both of those. That's kind of what I wanted to get to.
Mhm.
A place that kind of exists in both worlds. It's supposed to be in the domain of sun and light with the kingdom of Bedlavan, but it's so close to the Alderall that it's inevitable to be influenced by it. That's kind of what I just wanted to put Grey Hollow into that context for you all in that location.
Makes
Yep.
sense.
Cool. The one thing I'll mention about magic technology, airships exist. They are new, and
Ooh.
for those who know, Waystones is something I kind of take between different campaign settings as one of my like little staples. So Waystones and this in their variation have been developed. So like the way I look at it, the world is just about to hit a magical industrial revolution. So airships now exist, but they're not common, right? And that technology hasn't completely gone, but like artificers are now a new occupation, right? It's a new form of using magic, and like leans into like the dichotomy of the world of technology and like harnessing it, or the natural, you know, your druids and such. So there's all that kind of underlying stuff. One thing I have no idea what I'm doing with yet is gods. I have no idea. At one point I wrote in one of the backstories, maybe the pantheon killed itself in a war. I don't, leaving only like small gods behind. I don't know. That has not been defined.
What if it's more like a concept?
Yeah, or it could be. Yeah,
So-
like it could be a concept. Mm-hmm.
I don't know if anyone here knows the Cradle series by Will White, but it's a lit RPG where progression is a thing, and a part of that is they embody. You can become a sage, and which means you embody like an icon, like the sword icon or the void icon, or like the peace icon or the joy icon, and it's kind of like that. It's not a pantheon, but it's more like a higher power that you achieve. And it's kind of like a paladin almost,
but they're not worshiping a thing. They're just kind of sticking to an ideal,
become
elevating
it.
themselves.
Yeah, like it's like an oath almost. Yeah,
Okay.
like a
Yeah.
strong, powerful oath. And they're called icons.
I like that idea for perhaps the domain of sun and light civilizations. Maybe like they don't believe in like gods, but it's more about the self and the elevation. Because again, I still love the idea of fae things, right? And to me, a lot of good fairy tale stuff is, oh, the god of the tree, the dryad, or the god of the field, or the river, the local god, the small gods. I still like that idea a bit. So maybe there's that dichotomy of folks in the cities and from this other kind of cultures would be more, it's about the self, it's about worshiping an ideal or embracing an ideal and ideas. And then maybe those closer to the Alderall, on the outskirts of the nature, a little bit more about, oh yeah, we leave offerings for the river god or our local stream or
More
that rock.
polytheistic.
Polytheistic.
I just read this book called God Killer. A little off topic. If you guys have a chance to read it, it's fucking awesome because it's basically people have turned against gods, both like major and minor, and so they developed this almost like profession of being a god killer, and it's from this perspective of this girl who's a god killer. Like her family was killed by like a fire god back when she grew up, so now she spends her time like taking out all these minor gods, and she's almost like a witcher where she'll like go and she'll be like, oh, there's a rumor of like a new river god a minor river god that's forming, and she'll like go to the spot, and it's like, so she tries to kill the gods before they like start to form. So it's
Ooh.
that
Drop
one's
the
cool.
name of that.
Like,
That's cool.
yeah, it's really cool.
I do like me some humans conquering insurmountable odds. It's
I-
like my favorite genre.
A lot of it will be cultural, right? Because I was telling
It's just
Charlie, like Veyrosh,
blood,
the Dracos in the Veyroshi country, they believe in that they were born from the death of a dragon god, and there's a bunch of lore involved with that. So it probably could be cultural, right? But there's also the difference between what a culture believes in a fantasy setting versus what is their reality. Like, what are the gods? Or do the gods actually exist, no matter what we want to believe as a culture in that setting? So I kind of I
Mhm.
think I might explore like the gods being real in different ways, but also might
Yeah.
depend on what culture and how it kind of manifests through that.
Yeah, this one was cool because it was
Mhm.
like such a new take. Because it's like, every time you think about a god, you think, oh, they've been there since the dawn of time, and like,
Yeah.
they're better and bigger than us. But
Ooh.
on this one, it's really cool because it's like you can see like gods start to like try to rise up, and they like snuff them out before they can even exist.
I have a lore, it's the Roman Empire, right? The Scythian Empire. I like the idea because they were just so like, we control the world and we are the gods. I wonder if they killed their gods earlier on in there.
True.
I'm actually like putting that note
I
somewhere.
love a good rebellion.
Right. The Scythian Empire is also the folks, though. Like, again, I'm really trying. I love Game of Thrones. When I say love Game of Thrones, by the way, I'm not going to be going or leaning into like women are second class citizens. Like, that's not
Yeah,
what I'm
I
interested in.
agree
I
with
like the
that.
more societal
Mhm.
struggles kind of in politics and nation versus nation stuff.
Struggle for the throne
Yeah.
and yeah.
Sorry, I'm putting like, maybe they killed
No,
their
I
gods.
figured you weren't like talking about like, brutalizing women as like a fun
Yeah.
pastime. 'Cause
Just
we
want to
just
be very
don't
clear
care.
on
For
that.
would love to live in that world, so I think let's go for that. Women are second
Yep.
class.
Okay. Yeah. You pro that?
A little
Okay.
challenge.
The odds are stacked against us.
Anyways.
Yep.
Excellent. I just wanted to kind of, I wasn't trying to define Grey Hall for a long time, but after last session, I really got the inspiration. So I figured it was fair for you all, because I did also spring, again, the nobility on you. And I know that was a surprise because we never had talked about anything like that. So like, I do think that's going to exist going forward in this
I
world,
love that stuff.
whether or not we're going to explore it or anything. Yeah, above table, the more I write this, I'm like, I'm writing a campaign for you, Lindsay. Fae stuff, storybook
Aw,
magic,
so
politics. I'm like, you're my vibes. And for everyone else too, but I know she likes the same stuff I like. Okay, that's it. That's all I wanted to just kind of talk about, how things are becoming more concrete in the setting that Grey Hollow's in. That's it.
Love it.
All right. So you have social stuff there. If you have any questions about that, questions about the world, stuff's becoming more concrete. Now let's talk about what happened last time. You all were in the Laughing Moon Inn in the town of Grey Hollow during a moon celebration, as there was an eclipse that night. It was the harvest moon, and good old fashioned wrestling happened in the Laughing Moon as we explore the new grapple rules and just got into the thick of it. Most importantly, there was a bard named Katarina who was singing, and I practiced your name all day today, and I still need to see it before I say it. Ludoviticus, Ludo. I'm just gonna start saying Ludo for short. I'm sorry. I know you're not trying to get a
totally fine.
nickname. I'm gonna start saying Ludo.
Totally fine.
It'll be good.
I knew
Ludo.
it was coming.
Ludo, started talking up Katarina a little bit. This beautiful blonde with big blue eyes.
Had a
talking her up.
killer pickup line. Talking about that.
And so talked her up, et cetera, et cetera. She went to sing a song. She sang a song about a place called the Eternal Garden and the love between these two storybook characters. I don't have their names directly in front of me, but they created this garden with their love, with the help of an archfey named the Gardener, and they created this little paradise for their love and such. And it kind of had a little bit more of a bittersweet ending to it, as they laid down into their eternal sleep, because one was human, one was elf. So when the human died from old age, the elf let it all go and joined her into the afterlife, but the Eternal Garden still exists. But as she finished telling the song or telling the story and singing the song, she 2 guards appeared of House Scalus.
Shalish? Oh, Shalish.
Well, Salus.
Shalish.
Salad?
Can't remember how,
Salads.
now I can't remember how I spelled it. What
Alice-
was it?
no,
It was
Alice.
it
Alice?
was CS.
Yeah, right, with the C silent. Oops.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
I've been practicing that all week. Don't mess it up for me.
I love to hear that. Salus.
Salus, yeah.
Salus.
I was like, oh
Um,
God, I got it wrong.
Thank you. I'm pretty sure in my notes, when I'm writing stuff like that, I'll have 3 different variations on it as I try and figure out what I like the most. But I'm pretty sure that's what we said on last week. You're 100% correct. And so guards of that house have popped up. Lo and behold, Ludo is a part of that same house. And they are, for a short of it, they are a house of leaf, right? They're a willow tree. You'll see that kind of nature theme with those houses. So it's a house that's probably around Grey Hollow, close to the Alderald, kind of has a little bit more nature-y vibes to them. But the Baroness had released an edict, essentially, saying no one's allowed to sing the song anymore. And it seems to be tied to the fact that her son disappeared months ago at this point. It's been over half a year since he's been gone. And so she was arrested because she had already been told once, stop, don't do it anymore. She had got a slap on the wrist once, and then it seems she's been officially arrested. One thing I want to mention about that too, how I officially made the Scent of the Redwoods a story about like a rebellion and the commoners and such. So it's also, to me, the context of Ludo, a noble, saying like, oh, that was my favorite song, is interesting. I'm not saying the reason why, like, is he just pandering to her, or does he actually have a fondness for the common folks? Maybe his own house was pulled into that conflict and was a part, like maybe the grove was important to House Salus. Salis. So I like that. And also Katarina being like, oh, you told me not to sing this song? Screw you. Also, here's a song about when the commoners like rebelled, and gained some rights and power. So she's a little bit of a rebel in her own right in that way. So she got arrested. You're all like, whoa, 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 whoa. And thank you all for rolling with the punches of being like, yeah, you could try and fight them and stuff, but the adventure's over that way. It's like, go find the son and hopefully through that free Katarina. She did not want to run away too, because there was a truth to the fact that if she ran away, she'd make what was going to be like, it would be much worse than her if she resisted, rather than trying to go with whatever quick punishment they had. But you could shorten perhaps that if you find it. So you learned about the Cave of Echoes, which potentially could lead to the Eternal Garden. We had a great little moment where everyone took the night to kind of do their own little things, and we kind of explored like what would your character do for that night. Some of my favorites, like Micah, Lindsay's Goliath, going back to the farm, meeting her family, mentioning the Cave of Echoes, and Grandma telling her all about if you want to ask questions in the Cave of Echoes, you can go there. And occasionally, I think it was her uncle went and he never came back. So it's also very dangerous. But apparently in the Cave of Echoes, there's a place to ask questions, almost like a divination vibe. Tula. We met. You're like everyone else. Like, hey, you got your coffee? You need more coffee? So you're on the search for a special bean at the Eternal Garden now. Special coffee bean. You weren't here, Megan, but Charlie as Kane. I think he did remark at some point, like, I was like, oh look, there's runes tattoos on her. So Charlie was expressing the idea that he would like to talk to Brunka that night. I didn't touch on it because I had no idea where that would go for you through your improv. But when we begin, if you guys want, maybe you can do a step back in time to see what that conversation could look like. Ludo, you really developed your character by trying to find someone to sleep with the night. That was great. That was great. No, but you actually think you actually talked with Kane too about their character. Thalen, I don't think you did too much in that evening, right? Outside, we just like a kind of above table more, right? Oh, you did play music. That's right. He is a bit of a musician. What instrument did you play again?
A combination of the drum and a pan flute.
Oh, it's drum and a pan.
I hand drum, and a pan flute.
Let's talk about 2024 rules here for a second. I put this in chat earlier, but like how originally I said, oh, rogues can't get expertise in thieves' tools. The more I looked into it, technically you could, but instead of tools having their own separate checks now, they're emphasizing things just being a skill check. So sleight of hand, in that, if you look at the sleight of hand description, it's like things you can do with that. Pick a pocket, or like try and pick a pocket, or pick a lock is literally in that description. So the idea is you can get expertise in sleight of hand and then get expertise on your thieves tools check through sleight of hand. You can. The weird thing is you can still get proficiency in thieves tools. What that does mechanically is give you advantage if you're proficient in both sleight of hand and thieves tools. So hypothetically, if you have expertise in sleight of hand, you could roll with expertise at advantage if you're proficient in sleight of hand and thieves tools. So for your instrument, you are proficient in a drum or a pan flute. So the check would officially look is you'd say, I want to do my drums. I'm proficient in that. So I would say roll a performance check. And if you're going like, I'm not proficient in performance, I'm like, okay, that's fine. Add your proficiency bonus then because you are proficient. That's officially how that flow is supposed to go. But if you're proficient in performance and you're in an instrument, it's at advantage. So it's both simpler and more complicated at the same time. But so that's just kind of a glimpse of how tools are supposed to work in 2024. It's most likely a skill check with some weird interactions in there.
All right.
Cool. Yeah, so you played some music? Megan, I was thinking about Brunka and I was just daydreaming, right? You're doing a
Brunka.
barbarian.
You have to say it right.
What was it? Brunka.
Sorry, I just love that name so much.
Yeah.
Brun. Well, it's French, right? So then you have to get really guttural with the R, like Branca.
Yeah, you have to
Branca.
hawk a loogie.
Talk to it.
Yeah, you have to hawk two on that.
Do
Oh, God.
you want to touch on what a night in Grey Hollow before setting off on a little adventure would look like for her? Do you have any ideas? I had like a weird idea, but I don't want to force you in that direction unless you already had something.
I mean, I'd love to hear what you're thinking.
This is weird, but I was thinking just contrast, right? In my mind, in Grey Hollow, there would be maybe an eccentric goblin artificer, researcher, but a little bit more on the more maybe he's noble himself, and maybe Branca or like the family is noble, but a little bit more put together. While Branca is the the oddball, like you're the stereotypical barbarian, wild goblin, but really you're a contrast to your more put together goblin family who are maybe even like arcane researchers. That was just an idea. I like the idea of you being a contrast to your family in an unexpected way. Jumped out at me, but again, no pressure.
Yeah, so the way I imagined her is that she's maybe not from Grey Hollow, but like spends a lot of time here in her travels, and maybe at some point learned that she had like distant relatives here and was like, oh, like great, my family, and like was expecting them to be very similar to her and to like the family she knows, and then they're like these like super nerdy,
Yes.
but she like still gets along with them super well, and would go spend some time with them and wind down from her evening of fighting.
Let's see if I can. I'm gonna try pulling a French accent. It's gonna start talking like this though at the end of it. I'm just like I'm thinking of like the head of the house of this Branca's branch of the something clan, right? I don't know if you have a last name for Branca. Oui. Oh yes, we have.
Maybe they also speak
I
a
love
different dialect of Goblin that's less French.
To get in my accent.
I usually do outrageous French goblin accent, so I'm trying to do a more And see, now it's still turning into that like kind of Spanish
Yeah,
or
my French
España.
accent.
I love that accent.
But
I'm always like fucking Americans.
fucking Americans.
Fucking Americans.
It's going to sound probably Eastern European by the time I'm into it, but we'll just get in there. But
Pretty,
no,
pretty much.
they are a little bit more elegant to Branca. Yes, Branca, if you would like to have
There you
a
go.
place to stay here in our home, we would not say you are welcome. Did you have to bring the deer carcass into the to the foyer though? You I just-
It's like audibly dripping blood to the floor. Like,
Mm.
and she's like, "Oh, I thought I would bring dinner. No?
Oh, that was very considerate of you. We will. We will make sure. He kind of, like, a little bit wealthier, so
I
maybe.
can
Mhm.
cook it outside.
What'd you say?
I can cook it outside.
Oh, would you like to prepare
Where's the
it,
fire?
or would you like us to have the chefs cook the venison?
Is it the chefs?
Yes, we have
You
people here who cook for us, and they're very good.
do you not know how to cook?
I no, I been fortunate enough to have others be able to cook for me. I can make a sandwich.
I wish you would have told me. I can teach you how to cook.
It's okay. There's no rush for you to have to teach us how to cook. We are very busy. I have lots of research. Those lamps are not going to study themselves. But if you want to cook for us, you're more than welcome to. You could even use the kitchen if you like. I can talk to the chef, Chef Roberto.
That would be great.
Very good. Larice, will you please go and wake Chef Robert and let them know we have some venison fresh from the butcher shop ready for them. And maybe get one of those little prestidigitation crystals and get the blood out of the carpet. Thank you. Thank you so much for this fine deer, Blanca. Just please don't track the blood into your room.
Oh, should I leave it here?
Yes, you just leave it there. We'll take care.
She's
what?
already dropped it on the ground.
Yeah. For those who played Red Dead, I'm just imagining like there's a very satisfying. Oh, I tossed a deer carcass down on the ground.
Oh, is that it's getting heavy even for me?
So- Is everyone on your sides of the family hunters too?
I would not say everyone. Some of us are better at it than others. My brother, for example, terrible hunter.
Mm-hmm. Is he also good with a martial, like with the swords and such, or a spear?
Oh, he is very good with an axe.
Mm.
Big
Is-
axe.
Is he a lumberjack, a woodsman?
Of a sort.
Is that what your family does with the industry? You lumber, or
No. It is less clean than the things you do here.
I'm going to ask. I'm going to be very direct and ask you a question. I hope you do not take this as an offense. Are you here for the money?
In Grey Hollow?
From us in the family.
Oh, no. I just thought it would be nice to meet some
Oh.
family and say,
You see like relief on this like older goblin's face, very well posh put together, as he thinks like, are you like just like knocking on the old like family tree looking for money for like he's like unfortunately thinking very like kind of hillbilly stereotypes right now. Oh, very good. Very good. So where are you off to next? Grey Hollow has all sorts of very interesting calls for adventure. Alderhold is right out there in the woods. You're going to look around?
We are going to find some noble boy who is missing.
Are you speaking of House Salus's child, Orlando?
Yes, that is
Hmm.
one. Yeah, they needed some muscle to go with them, so and she like flexes her bicep.
And you're good with this kind of work, this finding Mrs. Peoples, adventuring? Because as the story goes, he followed Juliana into the Eternal Garden. Supposed to be very dangerous.
I do lots of traveling, adventuring, jobs for money,
Mhm.
and good with an axe myself, so don't know how I'll be helping with the finding, but if a few skulls need cracking along the way.
The woods can be very dangerous, so I think it'd be good for you to be going along. You can see him kind of working in his own little mind of like, oh, you're an adventurer. You do seem like you can does he have uses? You can like kind of see that idea kind of plant in his brain. But I've got some more work to do. But the full moon is creating all sorts of interesting reactions to some of my experiments. So I bid you adieu. I hope you have a good rest. Next time you're here, perhaps we'll have a choice venison, and good luck with your adventure.
Well, we'll see you in the morning. Bonne nuit. Sleep well.
Bonne nuit.
Good luck with your research.
Yes. If you ever want to see the research, feel free to knock. I'd be happy to explain to you. It'd be very interesting to see the effects of the moon on a place like Grey Hollow. Did you know that some of the... I apologize. It's getting late. I will speak to you another time. Adieu.
Another time. And she goes to go wash up a bit and then promptly falls immediately asleep the second she lays down.
Not the above table question, because I didn't mean to latch onto the RP so much and go with it, but I love where it went. But all that was to say that Charlie as Kane wanted to talk to you about stuff like that. Are you up for it? I don't want to like put you right into another RP scene if you're
I will say it will be mostly improv on my end because I hadn't really thought that much into it, but I'm here for it.
So perhaps, Kane, you did not get to that night, but we did have a couple days of journeying. Oh, yeah. One of my favorite scenes I loved was, Thalen. Thalen has been very, he's been describing himself as kind of like a little, I'll say wimpy's not the right word. I don't know what word you would use, Rob, but like down and dirty kind of vibe. But then there was that,
rough.
Yeah, a little rough, and you wouldn't really know it about him. But there's the scene like at the river, he took off all the armor and it was just like, damn, he's ripped and carved underneath.
Yeah, he's
like
guy.
Unexpectedly ripped. But there was, a couple days of journeying. So if you guys wanted to maybe pop into the campfire scene there, where just to set the scene for Megan too, Micah, the Goliath, our Goliath friend, has been brought a lot of fresh farm vegetables and eggs, I believe. And so she's been kind of cooking and doing some fresh produce along the way.
Lots of baked goods. Yeah, fresh eggs, like some rashers of bacon from the most recent, pig or whatever. But mostly produce, and fruits and vegetables and grains and stuff.
Yummy.
And she, loves you could see that the routine of setting up like a campfire and like the pot and stuff like that, and like it's very like it's almost ritualistic, like the how everything is like set just so, and like the how she does it every night. It's like the same exact, like every single step is the same, it seems like something that was ingrained in her pretty young.
I'm gonna put one little thing above table for you, Lindsay. The divination stuff happens pretty early in the cave. I know last time you're like, I don't know what my question is from my clan and my family is, but just give you a heads up that it will get there pretty
No
soon.
pressure.
No
Okay.
pressure.
Sounds good.
But Kane, let's say this, Blanca, what does Kane see
Are you
around the
okay if I
campfire?
totally like pull it out? If I like totally make up
Whatever.
a
Yep.
bunch of bullshittery about my family history to do that? Okay, cool.
What does Kane see, Bronco, around the campfire? Some cooking going on. Were you hunting? Coming out with some rabbits?
She probably went out to do some hunting. I think maybe wasn't like explicit about it, but like knowing, I don't know if Micah mentioned like what was talking about what she brought as they were traveling, but I think she would like have a sense for like what to look for to like pair with the things that Micah brought, and she wouldn't make like a big deal about it, but would just kind of like set the meat down. Like,
We're not talking about what you and Lindsay do IRL when you guys are getting together and stuff. We're talking about. No, I'm kidding.
that is exactly what we do.
Like literally this past weekend.
Yeah. 1%. I love it. Do you guys want to talk about what would be a quick pairing for whatever food you got and what little wild animals or whatever
What
you
did
want
you
to grab?
bring?
Well, what did you bring? Because I was saying that she like whatever vegetables you brought, she kind of like.
Well,
I
if
mean,
if you wanted to hunt down some more deer, I'm sure some venison would go really great. I've got some, some dried juniper berries here, some fresh blueberries. I can make a little bit of stuff the venison with some like bulgur wheat and some blueberries. Yeah, I think that would be probably what you would want to do. Maybe a little bit of like garlic scapes or something like that.
Yeah, just to make the point of like she has more of a refined taste, culinary sense than you would expect. But yeah, like she just, I think, would like as you're like doing your little ritual, would be like careful not to disturb you, but would like kind of set down her.
My brain's definitely
game.
imagining the two of you suddenly comparing like spices and seasonings. What do you carry
Yeah,
around
she's,
with you in case of
figuring
emergency?
Suddenly
over,
stop
like-
swapping recipes.
And it's also night has fallen, but you do see Tula over in the corner brewing some coffee.
Ooh, do you have any extra beans that you would be willing to donate? Coffee rubbed venison is actually really delicious.
What? I've never had that.
You would love it. It actually, like, IRL is actually a thing. Like using
Sounds-
like really finely ground coffee beans with like different spices and stuff and rubbing that over
I have done
particularly
coffee
venison.
ground, coffee rub pork. That was very good.
Yep, like the gamier meats, a coffee rub is something that does really well, like on the grilled over an open flame, especially. So if you're,
Oh,
I think that I can adjust the stuffing a little bit to match the flavor profile of that coffee more. But if you're interested, I think that would be a really
oh, yes,
interesting.
yes. Just
So I'll
like
go
rummaging
Just a
through her
warning.
bag.
the beans with Tula and grind
Coffee
them down.
Coffee grounds actually attract face spiders, so y'all need to dispose of them far away from camp. No, they don't. No, that's not.
No, it's canon now.
That's
You're a
not-
professional ranger.
Yeah,
It's true.
that's what
Wow.
happened. Face spiders.
Well,
Thanks, Rob.
I love the idea of the smell of coffee attracting some sort of failing, whether it's a face spider or
yeah,
not.
that's true.
Something like that seems
like
like
the
something that
smell
would
of
be so
coffee grounds.
storybook. Don't leave the pie on the windowsills. Like, don't brew coffee in the woods.
Mhm.
Starts getting more
Coffee in the
jittery.
woods. Or if
Like,
you
oh,
do, make sure to
no.
bury it. We're
Maybe
gonna
a
have to bury
troll.
this really good after this to avoid the face spiders.
Ooh, I like what you said, Charlie. I actually noted. I put that in my brain.
What was that?
Nothing. He didn't say nothing.
Nothing.
What did you say, Charlie?
What?
He said trolls.
I just coughed.
Yeah, he said trolls.
Trolls. Unfortunately, we also attract face spiders, so there's really not a point.
Don't worry. I have my lance, and we will kill everything, and we will cook them on the open fire.
Have you ever had cooked face spider before?
Yeah, you can't
Dang.
eat that. You can't-
We eat
Right.
everything.
I didn't think so. We've usually not done that. We don't waste a lot.
Actually, face spiders are very good. Crispy legs.
How's your stomach?
Well, I mean that's odd enough, but you're supposed to boil them, not fry them. They're like a crab leg. Why are they crispy? Are you eating them like shell and all?
Why
Like,
not? It helps cleaning the teeth.
okay.
Uh,
Yeah, you should maybe not keep doing that.
Why not?
Michael
It's
leans over to
delicacy.
Toot.
Delicacy where I'm from.
Have you ever heard of a ulcer?
No.
Okay.
But I'll kill it if it's big.
Well, it's like an ulcer, except instead of it being like a small abrasion, it's like eating glass. You probably shouldn't keep doing that. Don't stop. Please. I don't I feel uncomfortable knowing that you do that
Well,
and that we were
if
in the
one
same
comes up,
camp.
I'll show you how to eat it properly.
No. I'm not going to do that.
Add a little bit of spice on and you'll be okay.
Thalen exits the conversation by going nonverbal.
How's
Ooh,
Ludo
cool.
handling all of this as a noble?
What's Ludo doing?
Ludo is just reclining, watching everybody. He has like a small book in his hand, and he keeps glancing up. And I think probably towards the end of your guys' conversation, he just like closes his book and sighs. Good God, would you just let the Draco eat what he wants?
That's real funny coming from you.
Oh, how so?
I feel like you I'm trying to think of something insulting. Like what's something that we
That's
would eat
totally
that
in
you
character.
probably wouldn't eat?
Yeah. What's something what?
Oh no, this is
Ooh.
Thalen. That's the
Oh. Oh.
Ooh, I bet there could be probably a good word like a local cuisine like the commoners make, the breakfast stew, the something like very
bet-
like
I bet you
colorful but
only
it's
shop at Whole
associated.
Foods. You fucking 1%er.
He like smirks. You are quite right. I do have a delicate taste.
Likes his food whole. Just like I
Oh
like
God.
spider legs.
Just at the height of Ludo's smug grin, I was already thinking that Bronco would be doing her pre-dinner workout, which is just climbing trees and jumping from tree to tree, like somewhat George of the Jungle style, although I don't think there's like vines, so it's just jumping and climbing and things. And in this moment, you hear a twig or like a branch snap, and it like nearly misses Ludo. Hold on. Ludo.
Yeah, you just see him like slowly look up and just glare at you. I guess he'll probably get up and move a little bit, maybe away from the trees that you're hopping to and from. Open back his book again.
Don't tell him that's where we buried the coffee grounds.
Trying to catch some squirrels up there.
I don't know that squirrel would go very well with this.
We could make some for dessert.
There's
Roll
squirrel
eyes.
around here.
We have honey. It makes
Maybe-
it's
Maybe leave
sweet
the
and
squirrels for
savory.
another for another day? I mean, we have a whole deer. I think we'll be okay on the protein.
Mm,
That's a lot of meat, isn't it?
no,
No, I get quite hungry.
so do
Michael
I.
looks around
Wait.
at all of you like it's very clear that she has a great portion of her diet is not typically meat.
You want? I can get honey pretty easy if you want honey. It wouldn't be very hard.
Uh,
That would be lovely.
unfortunately, our honey supply has been gone a great deal. It's a little
Oh.
too late in the season for us to have any left. The bees have been having a hard time lately.
Well, hold on, and I will use a second level spell slot and cast locate animals or plants and find some bees somewhere. I don't know where. If there
Oh
are
my
bees
God, you
within 5
guys.
miles of myself, then I can find them.
I just put in chat because also I know Lindsay's been fishing for something that could be a mystery for her character. I was like, that could be a good mystery of like, where have the bees gone?
Oh my god!
So
there's
before
I-
no
just,
fucking
like-
bees within
before
5
I
miles of
answer-
That's
us.
what I was dropping some
Yeah.
hints. I was like, what farm catastrophe could be going down? I'm like, wait a minute. What farm catastrophe is happening in the world right now? Sorry if it suddenly got too real, but the disappearing bees
Yeah.
means less pollinated like grains and flowers and stuff like that. Like
It's more than just a food thing,
produce
yeah.
is gone. Yeah, honey's
Nature's out of
production is
balance.
down. Threat to the livelihood. Yeah.
Ooh, a 5-mile ping for bees.
Well, if you want to
and-
do the no bees, then I can just say that I said
No,
insects
that would be
without
awesome
thinking.
though. Even because like I have a whole thing. If we find any bees, I have a whole thing that she would do.
Oh, do I find any bees within 5 miles?
Big
Well,
giant bees.
let me see if we want to elevate this even farther. Do you think again I'm not forcing the Silver Lodge is very malleable, right? And I'm just projecting here, but you can say that's not really their vibe. You know, again, caretakers, I feel like they might know that the bees have been missing. Do you think they would know, or do you want this to be the moment that you realize?
Could be the moment that I realize.
Cool. All right. Because if I was again, sounds like you're thinking about it.
Sure.
So you do your
Yeah.
ping, and 5 miles, there is no pings come back for bees, which would be very disconcerting.
I don't think
It's not good.
my magic's working.
Is everything all right?
What do you mean, like generally, or just?
You looked very disturbed. You cast a spell and then looked really disturbed.
Can't find any bees.
Micah kind of like gives a big sigh and like looks down. Yes, the bees have been. We've had a large hive for many, many years. They've been struggling lately. No matter what we do, more and more migrate away every year, and the fewer born. It seems like we just can't keep up, no matter what we do. They're leaving the entire area in droves,
Well, they gotta be going
or
somewhere.
something's
right?
killing them. I don't know what.
I don't know if the lodge is aware of this, but if I'm ever allowed back there, maybe I'll bring it to their attention.
I would appreciate that. I know not only our farm is affected, but all of our neighbors, everyone else we've spoken to, all the other clans have been having the same problem.
Was that the first time Thalen dropped
Yeah,
about
I was
like,
gonna say. I don't think you mentioned that. We
Yeah,
don't
you
know
haven't.
That you're part of the lodge.
Mm,
I think
Or
I
that
Micah did
you
not
mentioned
pick up on it.
I mentioned at the very beginning that he was known not by his name, but it's that guy from the Silver Lodge that's here sometimes.
Mm.
I think he made
Right.
one under breath comment kind of last time, but it wasn't
think it was to the
obvious
group.
enough, for everyone to know. Yeah.
Okay.
So this might be the more like, this would definitely, I think, like the most clearly defined moment for sure.
Okay, gotcha.
what do you mean if you're allowed back at the lodge?
So like You ever have like a job, like a dishwasher or something?
No.
Of course not.
Like
Okay, have you ever had a job?
No.
Uh,
I've done a lot of jobs.
okay.
Have a job?
Have you had a job? Imagine you're a dishwasher. You wash dishes, and you're in the middle of washing those dishes, and you break a plate, and it's like not a big deal because it's just one plate. It's just that one time.
Mhm.
But then, like every time you do the dishes, you break plates. And say, just like hypothetically, like 2 years straight, you break a plate every time you wash dishes. You get in a little bit of trouble, and you might not be working there for much longer. So it's not
Well,
a
you
big deal.
certainly wouldn't ask you to wash any more dishes.
Yeah, that's kind of the
You did
point.
for cousin Annabelle. She can't wash the dishes either. Micah thinks you're talking about dishes.
Okay, well, I'm not actually
I
talking.
think
It's more. It's a
Brooke also thinks
metaphor.
that for a second.
It's a metaphor. The dishes are me killing monsters. I just can't do it. I can't seem to get it down right.
So what you're saying is that you're really bad at your job.
Well, I'm good at the killing part. It's the locating and like not scaring them off part. So I can't like pin them down. They always get away.
So they get away, but you're good at killing. But they get away.
Well, yeah, I was good at training. That's why I was, I'm part of the lodge in the first place. They don't just let anybody in.
Because you broke too many plates.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you like washing dishes?
Well, yeah, I like it. That's why I went there, but I just can't. I'm really bad at it.
Why?
Do you still think I'm talking about dishes, like actual dishes?
No, I think by now she's gotten it, but for a significant chunk of that, she was
Okay,
like,
well
"Where
now
is this
Thalen,
connecting in?"
Thalen is convinced that you're now talking about actual dishes.
Did they put you on an individual development plan?
What?
Called an IDP.
You know, like before they fire you, they're like, "We have to pretend we're trying to help you so we don't get sued."
Oh no,
Where did
Takes
that
about
come
90
from?
days.
no, they'll just throw you out. So
I
I'm
don't
kind of
know what
like
any of those words mean.
I'm kind of like avoiding. I'm
Performance
avoiding
improvement
them
plan.
right now. I don't want to go there and tell them that I fucked up again because I'm pretty sure this is the last time it'll be allowed. So I'm kind of avoiding them.
Can we help? What were you supposed to locate?
Well, I was talking about it, and there was shit. What was it?
A wyvern.
Yeah, I was tracking down a wyvern, and it was taking fucking forever, and I finally, almost got it, and didn't work out. It kind of humiliated me.
What did it do?
I
Pull
don't
down your
know.
pants?
No, it grabbed me and like picked me up and dropped me into a lake.
Oh.
Yeah.
Think you just
That's why I
wanted to
showed
have
up all
fun.
wet. No, I think it was trying to like kill me. You know how eagles like drop prey or something? I
No.
think it was trying to kill me, and it dropped me in water without realizing that it was going to drop me in water. Okay, the dishes metaphor has gone too far.
I'm just doing background meta commentary. That's not saying that's actually a part of it.
So I'm thinking.
I'm legally obligated to send a GIF at least once every half hour
what?
in this chat.
A what? What did you?
A GIF.
A GIF. Listen.
Yep.
Hey, I say
listen.
GIF
Yep
too.
or
I
GIF.
gotta take a
That is
break.
how the
I gotta take a
creator
break.
of the GIF
Let's not. Can we
said
just skip the whole? Can we skip this
Anyway,
conversation?
yeah,
We had
wyvern
it, like,
hunt
just pretend
didn't
we're
go
past
well,
it.
and a lot of hunts haven't gone well. I'm kind of hoping that something cool happens here, because I need to do something. Kind of amazing
Well-
at this point. It's got to be a bit of a miracle.
Well, I certainly think that saving the lost son of the noble house,
It's
would
funny.
do it.
I don't think that'll do it. I think I'd have to bring some. I gotta kill something.
why do you have to kill things? Why can't
'Cause
you
that's
just
what we
save
do.
things?
Can you say we
That
Well, we
killed
sounds
don't-
the
like a
we
bad
deer?
job.
No. We don't just kill like animal. We kill like wyverns and stuff that threaten people. It's
What
kind
if
of the
it's a
whole
nice
deal.
wyvern?
It tried to kill me.
But the deer
Maybe
might have
it was
tried to kill
hungry.
Blanca.
Just because it's hungry doesn't. Whether this is a
You killed a
moral,
deer, and she points to Brunka. You were hungry.
The deer tried to
and
kill.
I am sure if the deer had an order of hunters that protected other deer, that they would probably be being hunted right now, but they don't because they're
Micah
deer.
looks down at the ground and starts obviously contemplating the entire existence of the possibility of deer societies.
Oh, for
Want to be part of the Humblewood?
I don't know why you all are so confused. He has to kill things. They are bad things.
they're
So
not
we
necessarily
find him
bad. They're
wyvern
just dangerous.
dangerous.
They're just
Yes,
dangerous.
same thing.
Luda doesn't look
So-
up from his book, but he's like, "You can kill my idiot cousin if you wish."
Did we
Were you referencing Orlando
much?
because he's technically your
Yeah.
cousin? Okay, I'm just making sure.
Yeah.
And everyone else understood the above table connotations of that. I love it.
Maybe just why?
I don't usually like to kill people, but I mean everyone's got their price.
I'm just saying it's a possibility.
All right, you drive a hard bargain, 50 gold pieces.
Oh,
He like looks up at you and, "Oh, I'm not paying you." Of course.
What the fuck? I thought what? Don't you nobles pay for that stuff all the time?
Are you secretly poor? Is
I
that
mean-
your dirty secret?
He like
Do you have no
lifts-
money?
He lifts his eyebrow at you and then kind of looks back down at his book.
Oh my god. You know what? I didn't see him pay for a single drink that entire night.
So you are broke and annoying?
I am not broke, okay? I have money that I've made myself.
the noise.
Doing
That's
what?
just a lie.
Anyone who's curious or thinks their character might know about house politics or the house families in the region can roll a history check.
Nope.
Not saying anybody
No.
does. It's like honestly, like I don't know if any of your characters would,
I
but
don't think
like
any of us.
love
I'm
it.
not-
I don't know what Tula's
Politics.
backstory is. Like, it's entirely possible that
I actually, what's the roll? I would love to like just randomly. I never
History
rolled
check.
politics, but history.
It's more like regional house
I think I have like a
knowledge.
-3 or something like that.
Nope.
-2.
2.
Oh,
Oh boy.
well.
Nothing.
Are they trying to incite something in Ludo, or is this
I,
Yeah,
to be
everybody
fair,
roll.
you and I discussed some important details for your story, and if they're familiar with House Scalus, it could have been pretty obvious
Gotcha.
if they
Okay,
knew about the dynamics a little bit better.
Roger that. Yeah, he
And
doesn't
it's up to
really-
you if you want to
he's
call for
pretty
insight
tight-lipped.
checks or anything. I'm letting you guys do that.
He seems pretty tight-lipped about it. He's not really willing to share much of his funds and/or insight into his person.
Once Brunka notices that, she backs off a bit.
Oh my god, he's an escort.
Oh,
Escort
Yep.
of the rich and the famous.
I think it would be like the dishes, because it doesn't seem like he'd be a good escort. He didn't. get the
Yes.
girl.
I mean, I gotta give him credit. He didn't like even after everybody fucking like hated him. He still pulled, and I didn't. So I'm not hating. I can't really say much.
Were you
if you're in
trying
a-
to?
You are no. I can't. No.
Hey, he was being nice
But
to
I'm
you.
just
He
saying.
apologized.
That
Insight check.
What are you insight
Insight check on
checking? if Thalen even tried,
Well, Thalen had any interest in Ludovico or Ludovic?
Ludo. Ooh, that's really up to you if you think there's an insight check there at all or anything.
Kind of.
No, he's Well, I feel like an insight check can be rolled just because I have a -1 charisma and I'm really awkward. But no, he was not trying, and he was. You know what? Yeah, you're a better escort than I am a monster hunter. So
You don't know. He didn't get the girl.
didn't he though? I thought not that girl, but he did get.
Ludo did
Just
end up
random.
going to
Random.
sleep with a or having a night with somebody.
Like I
Yeah,
said,
and
wouldn't it be
when
that impressive
must have
if
missed
he
that.
also
Yeah.
didn't get like the evil eye by everybody in the town after what happened?
Yeah. And I kind of forgot about that. It was when everybody found out he was like part of the,
And he
the
still
House
pulled.
Salus.
He still pulled, which is
People were
impressive.
looking at him. Okay, gotcha. Well, he has a 20 in charisma, so he knows what he's doing.
Good job. Hats off.
Yeah, I take back my commentary. I must have missed that last week.
Oh yeah, no, he's no Archie. He knows what the fuck he's doing.
But
Only you
Archie's
were
so
less fucking
suave.
pretentious.
No. Ludo is like butter. Yeah, he's very very tight-lipped. Just he keeps like going back to his book. He's listening to like your conversations, but like pretending he's not.
Wonka. I noticed some runes on your shoulders. Shoulders, right?
Yeah, she kind of has them like down her arms and maybe like a few around like her ankle or something. Oh, these tattoos?
The tattoos or the runes?
Well, they are tattoos of wounds. Most of them are just for appearances, but some of them have effects to them. Why?
Just want to know where do you get them from. But if they're tattoos, where's the inspiration from?
Well, my family, we lived among are there giants in this world? Like what's the
I think giants exist in some sort of capacity. Oh, you think about giant runes and such, and like how that's
Yeah.
like kind of like the Forgotten Realms lore. Like as we've kind of declared with the Dracos race, they do have runes that are draconic in nature. So you can do. I don't mind if you do giant at all, or it could be something different. It could be goblin runes. Maybe there's a whole variety of systems of rune craftsmanship in the world. But if you want to do giants, totally fine. It's whatever you want to do.
I just like the juxtaposition of the big giants and the little goblins, but
Yeah.
no, I think it makes more sense that it's their like like the goblin runes, and I think she would like take some time to maybe not all of them, but some of the more like visible ones, like explain what they signify, and like when she got them and things like that.
Are they magical? Do they work?
Some of them. Let me pull up the one that I have. This one. And I don't know how to describe what it would look like, but it's a more self-contained one than the others that kind of all flow into each other. This one lets me look like a different person. I can change my appearance if I'm in a sticky situation.
Really interesting. You would actually notice his lance had some runes on it as well.
Hmm.
He doesn't hide them, so it's
And are they like I assume the like Draco runes?
they're from my not cult, but from my clan. Cult. But from my
Ooh, insight check.
Oh,
He said
I
go.
saw the backstory. We found it.
Go.
It's canon. Can't take it back.
that's where all the phase spiders are sacrifices. That's why we eat their legs. Anyways. No, the
Well.
draconic runes from my clan of Horan.
What do those mean on your lance?
Serves as a remembrance and a curse. much the detail he's gonna give. But
You are so secretive. I like it.
well, not much of a secret. It just reminds me of the past, which I will tell someday, but not at this moment.
That is fair. You do not have to share, but you are not ready to.
Not yet. People have died for this rune.
Well, I look forward to maybe hearing the story one day when you are ready.
Oui.
Shut the fuck up.
Above
Usually
table.
People like to do their little.
You just
accents
ruined
with the
it.
Evans.
Oui.
I get it.
Kane, I don't remember if you've said this in your description. When people look at you, do you have like pronounced scars, like missing
There
chips
is
of your
scars.
horn, like very, very much like this guy's seen battle? Like, is it pretty obvious?
So it is very obvious. Kane with his armor, it's more like well, he wears chainmail, so I can't really describe how detailed chainmail can be. But it's very rugged looking, almost you know how like Dragonians or how their armor set's more like slick, but then it's like kind of forms into spikes or something like that, kind of like a point in a sense, or kind of like a wing, almost like wings in a sense. But with chainmail, it's kind of hard to do. But
You can
he
free
is
flavor that armor to look like whatever you want. Doesn't have to be quote
Yeah.
unquote chainmail, just mechanically.
just like chains of make it look like wings and stuff. But he does have a lot of scars. He has seen it. The way he looks, he looks very experienced in battle just by his posture, his kind of like. But yeah, you'll see a lot of scars and
How
it's,
is he grizzly to the point that he's got the very traditional, stereotypical scar and the dead wide eye, or is that? Again, I'm just throwing stuff at you.
not. He wouldn't have a scar right in front of his eye or anything like that. He'll have
Okay.
scar on his face, like a couple scars, maybe like an X, in a sense, on his from scales or something. Maybe one of the tip of this horns, one of the mini little
Cracked
tiny
off.
horns that come out. You might see one that's tipped off.
It's up to
Yeah.
you if you think your character needs to do an insight check for an obvious man who's seen battle, but I think it's pretty apparent.
Yeah, I mean, Brinka
Who's-
maybe not to the extent of him, but has, lots of scars and is pretty battle worn, so I think Like would recognize Like.
Game
Game.
sees game.
Does everybody have scars but Ludo?
We can make you one. That's
No,
or
thank you. I'd rather
maybe-
like my skin as it is.
or you might have suffered a broken heart from that girl rejecting you. That could be a scar.
The worst scars are the emotional ones, they say.
Deep.
I disagree, but
He he's very he's kind of like he wants to say something back, but he holds himself back. Whatever you say.
That's it. There's your scar. I'm
You kind
sorry.
of look like
for
you
what-
have. Sorry.
I'm sorry for whatever happened to you. This is whoever scarred you. The lady in red.
He kind of gets a little twitch in his eye. Nobody has scarred me, alright? I'm fine.
was he your cousin? Is this Orlando?
He laughs. Gods no. No, I barely know the man. Met him when I was younger. Seemed like a fool.
So he's second, third cousin?
Who even knows at this point?
So it might be legal.
He looks at you just appalled and just walks away.
Everyone roll
Give me
perception
several
checks.
seconds to process that.
Everyone roll
roll
perception
perception?
checks. Perception
Perception?
checks. Perception
I'm
checks.
just north of
Oh.
Kentucky.
21.
Oh, we're all doing
What the
perception.
hell?
You can roll your physical die.
I forgot.
Roll a
8.
13.
I heard a 21 from
19.
Micah.
7.
Druids.
Got a
And it's the
12.
druid with good perception.
Micah. You see Ludo step out and kind of go walking off away from the campfire, and you guys are in the woods. Maybe you camped next to little streams and running water, just for being able to clean and such. Maybe this is the spot where we saw Thalen do his muscular reveal. You see,
Like
you watch
Go ahead.
the direction that Ludo's going. Maybe he's going down to the water a little bit. But where he's like kind of going over, kind of maybe huffing to himself or like speaking underneath his breath or whatever he's doing. You see in the darkness. I guess this is a good question. Do you have dark vision? I think you're the one that doesn't, right? Or
let me check. I'm a Goliath.
I think or maybe it was Thalen that didn't have it. I feel like one
I
person
No,
didn't
I
have
don't.
it.
I don't have that
I
shit.
thought-
I don't think I
think
have
Goliaths
it.
have one.
So
Yeah.
no,
I would do this at disadvantage then.
normally you would see it, but what you're going to see is not going to be as clear a description.
Sure.
You see something in the shadows across on the other side of the river. Just briefly, you see movement.
She stands up very quickly, grabs her great axe, which was just propped up to the tree neck against the tree nearest to her, and says, "Leviticus, stop!" Like in the most authoritative manner that you've ever heard her speak.
He stops and kind of turns around to you.
And Micah will approach very quickly, and kind of keep casting her eyes across the stream and just lean down and say, not super loud, there was something across the stream. A large dark shape. It looked threatening.
Two of you would like to roll another fresh perception check.
Oh, good. I'm going to use my physical device.
Good lord, Micah.
Hey,
Ooh, I got a dirty 20.
Nat 20? Okay. What's your total in the nat 20?
26.
26? Okay.
26.
What'd you roll, Ludo?
Luda.
Luda.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay.
Dirty 20.
You
Okay.
both do hear, but not see. You both hear. It's like something sniffing, very heavy.
What in the gods is that?
Go warn the others. Go get the other. Tell it quietly.
On a nat
get there.
20, roll an
Yes.
insight check.
Ooh. Gladly. 17.
17. You're from a farm, right? You deal with animals, you deal with beasts and such. On one hand, it seemed very low and bestial, but that was not the sniffing of an animal.
Animal. Yeah.
This was the sniffing of a person. If you could say something sniffed intelligently, that is what you're sensing.
Right. Yeah. It's
Difference
like
between a
this
dog sniffing
gentle,
and maybe a human sniffing. That's the best way I can describe
Yeah.
it.
monstrous or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, she tells Ludoviticus to go gather the others, make sure that they all have their weapons. It seems like that I heard it sniffing. I think it might be trying to hunt us or at least sneak up on us. Make sure that they're ready. And she's gonna take a position, like a defensive position at the edge of their camp, like in between where she last saw this thing and where she hears it. Like she's gonna keep an ear out and try and like be between that thing and the camp until everyone's ready.
Excellent. So I'm safe to say all of you get that information. So you start wetting your weapons and such, and you're watching, and you know what you're kind of looking for. Though it is dark, you don't have dark vision. You no longer hear it, and you no longer see anything on the other side of the stream. And you
I
all,
don't hear it anymore.
you
I'll
all
light a
take
torch.
position. Right, you light up a torch.
Oh wait, I don't need to do that. I can conjure fire in my hand. I conjure fire in my hand.
Produce
I'll
flame.
also activate my moon touched sword to add to the.
So all of a
Coordinate.
sudden, a bit of light just again, it's not like bright, shining light, but enough to kind of from the stream away from the campfire to cast some light over the stream into the woods itself. And you guys do see a pretty large figure at the last second in some bushes duck down. You guys hear, pardon me. Well, sorry about that. I was just trying not to sneak up on you. And you guys see a figure kind of step up in the light, and it's a troll. And he has
Oh my God.
like a top hat on, and he's clothed and such. He's like, pardon me, friends. Hubert at your service. And he kind of taps your head over there. Hope I didn't give you all a bit of a shock there.
Is that a troll with a top hat?
Again, up to how much you guys want to know about the world. But a long time ago, introduced a troll, and it was at a bridge, and they had to cross the broken bridge. But trolls are intelligent, and some of them work for the BBB, the Better Bridges Bureau, and such. So it's like it's one of those things. One of you guys hypothetically could play as a troll.
Oh,
A little bit different. That's when he said troll earlier. I'm like, oh, this is a good time for me to introduce trolls.
That's so funny.
Did they still make you answer their riddles 3?
Oh no, I'm not a leprechaun.
Why are you out here right now? It's kind of dangerous here at night.
I should ask you all the same thing. You see, you're here on my stream, and my abode is just right up the river. And I heard a bit of
There's
talking and such, and I smelled interesting fragrance, if I might be saying. A fragrance you don't come across much down here in the outer worlds at night.
is it fucking trolls that are attracted to coffee grounds? I thought it was space spiders.
No, I thought you were the expert on this.
I
did
have
you not realize that
told
we were in your
you
territory?
That I am bad at this.
Oh, it's no problem. You've came across my bridge. You came across my bridge. Make sure you have your toll to pay the troll. I was just
Pay the toll troll.
What was the? It's always sunny. You must pay the toll to get in this
Yeah.
boy's soul. It's
Yeah,
like all these like
something
boys.
like
Yes.
Micah definitely tries to looks thrown for a loop. Very suddenly confused, was like gearing up for a fight, now is facing a friendly troll in a top hat. And
Yes. And he like holds up a lantern, like a nice glass lantern. He's like now like lights it. He's like, I apologize.
Okay, hold on. Why are you lighting that now?
You were sneaking up on us very.
Oh, absolutely. And I do apologize. Again, he tips us out to you all, but this is the outer world, and you never know who you're going to walk up upon. So I just wanted to scout you out. I'm not very
Yeah.
quiet. Very sleepy, I see.
Micah
Maybe you
looks
should.
around a little bit dumbfounded, doesn't know how to handle the situation.
You know what help with that? Some coffee.
So
Like to be face spiders around.
I mean, there's been some face spiders around in the recent weeks, but nothing
I fucking hate
present.
those things. What do you want?
Oh, yeah, I apologize. It's so late at night, but I was just very surprised to hear you all smell
Want some
anybody.
food?
Coffee. Was somebody brewing
Say
coffee?
coffee?
Oh, yes, I thought I smelled something coming out of... It's a very distinct smell to be coming out of the woods at night.
He
What,
brings out her bottle of boundless coffee. Mm.
You can come closer.
Um,
No funny business though. Keep your weapons away.
funny business. I am a straight shooter with my business, mind you.
Ludo kind of steps away. No. Let's not be too hasty.
Get
You
out
want
of the way.
You want coffee, right? I mean, what can you give us in exchange?
Oh my god.
But he's being nice and letting us be on his territory and not kicking
And we're
us
being nice by not fighting him,
You are
right? He was the one who
actively
snuck
not
up on
being
us.
Excuse me.
very
I
nice.
just want you all to know that is a very dangerous stereotype to think that trolls just go around eating or fighting people. If you don't pay the toll to the troll, your local house will know about this, and we will write a very stern letter to them. I mean, I have cracked a few skulls in my time for some ruffians, but
Why don't you just fill out a comment card?
yes, exactly. I
a
do.
ruffian.
I say what I do. You're not
Leviticus
ruffians, are
over
you?
there. That's a ruffian. Ludoviticus. Ruffian.
I
Go
mean,
get him.
what? Hey, please don't. No, 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 no,
Just
no,
call
no.
me.
Excuse me, miss. Are you're holding up a little bottle with some coffee in it, I take?
Yes.
And what
She
kind
looks
of...
over to Ludo. He's harmless, okay?
You have
Here,
a light?
have some.
Is that a
Yeah,
light
yeah.
roast or a
Crosses
dark
his arms.
roast? Or medium?
You want some coffee, though? I can get you some good coffee.
Oh, yes. Well, since we're talking about bartering, I am a man of business after all. If you go do some trading for some coffee, some good coffee, not very many good coffee salesmen come this way very often. Free toll. Cover your toll.
Venison also.
Yeah.
Coffee
Right.
without the venison.
Let us just caffeinate the giant troll. Yeah, that
Will you?
makes sense.
Don't be discriminatory. She sounds
Pardon,
like she's
sir?
very
Like,
careful.
What did you just
Like I
say?
said, he's
I
a
said,
ruffian.
let's.
Ruffian indeed. Ruffian with words.
Yeah.
Caffeinate the big troll.
You think their hair is all shiny and white, but it's all dandruff. Total ruffian.
Rude.
Sometimes
you-
we do better caffeinated, all right, Ludo? Jeez. You must
I'm-
sound really jealous.
It is getting
feel
late,
like-
but if you had some beans for trade, I would take some and roast up some nice coffee in the morning.
Yeah, and what do you have?
Or if we're doing trade, for the coffee beans, I can do a free passage. But if you want to trade some venison, I have made some nice fish pie lately.
Ooh, fish pie.
Hi.
Or, if you would like to do me a bit of a favor, I do have a little bit of a scribble going on in the woods. But, no pressure. You all seem to be on a little journey to do something.
He has a what? A
little bit of
what
sc-
woods?
A scribble.
Scribble.
Scribble?
No, a scribble. When you have...
Oh, scruple.
Yes.
Oh.
I'm having a bit of an issue with some of the beavers down upstream a bit. I'm being a little cankerous about it. But that's only if you like. I'm only if you're looking for services. I can't pay too much in gold, but I could pay you in fish pies, and they're very good, very hearty.
Beavers?
Yes, they're being. How do you say for people who are being rude? Ruffians, and they've been interfering with the flow of the river.
Okay. This kind of seems right up Micah's alley.
And which one of you, may I
Micah-
ask, is
Micah is getting more wine right now, so
Mm.
Micah's not here.
Need to go find some in the woods.
But no pressure. No, that's only if he wants a pie. But for the coffee, you all can pass on through all the
As soon
issues.
as Micah gets back, I will refer you to Micah.
Is she going to be okay in the woods?
Yeah, I got a feeling.
There are scary things in the woods.
Micah is Goliath.
I'm making a joke because I came out of the woods in the dark. Now, you might
You're
startle a
not
bear
really
or two.
scary. The hat kind of ruins it.
I'm not trying to be scary, to be completely honest with you, sir.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that makes
He's
sense.
dressed. He's got clothing on. He's got a nice little buttoned-up coat. He's got he's a proper.
I thought you
Okay.
guys were like acidy. How? I thought would that not like damage the clothes?
Pardon?
Or wait, no, you hate acid.
Well, you're very stereotypical.
No, that's just physiology. Like that's
Are you
bodies.
stereotyping?
No,
You and Ludo.
Very judgmental.
that's not. No, that's different.
I think you're confusing me, sir, with some other sort of beast. Pardon me, but trolls are not acidic, or we don't. I mean, do you
No,
like
I got
acid?
it backwards.
I don't like
acid
to-
is really bad for you guys. I got it.
Do you-
backwards.
Like acid? Is acid good for you?
Well, don't you guys like? I'm gonna roll a nature check.
I know what you're doing as Rob, but this is also showcasing the lore is a little bit different for some of our assumptions.
12. So you got-
I do like the idea that there's something that might be very troll-like that exists in the Grey Hollow setting, but this is a race. This is a person, a people, and like you're probably right that there's some sort of beastie out there that fits what you would think as a typical troll. Maybe it's a feral troll or a wild troll or something like that. But
like the ghouls in Fallout. Like you got the
Oh, yeah.
civilized ones and the feral ones. Sorry, there's some things out there that look a lot like you. No offense, but they're kind of nasty and they don't talk.
oh, you're talking about the feral things out there in the woods. Those aren't trolls.
Yeah.
Those are brawls. Easy to be confused.
The trolls.
Yeah, that's I didn't know. Honestly, I've never met one of you.
Oh. Do you travel much? We, most of the bridges here in the
I
region
do.
are operated by us.
Yeah, I do travel a lot, but I don't know. I kind of stay off the beaten paths. It's part of the job.
Oh, well.
So I don't
Right.
go over bridges.
Do you all mind if I come over the river or the stream? We've just been kind of yelling at each other over the water, but
Come on over.
oh, thank
You
you.
don't have to yell that loud. It's not that far. But yeah, come over.
What did you say?
All right, here come the fucking face spiders and fucking yelling all over the fight. Attracting all sorts of critters.
He kind of goes upstream a little bit and wades where he can tell it's a little bit shallower, so he's not getting completely soaked. He kind
Is
of
he
like
wearing
pull-
socks?
he pulls up his pants, he takes off his shoes and socks, and he wades over, then
Okay.
puts them back on.
That would have we would have had problems if he had just walked through there with his socks on.
Have you ever walked around in white socks before? I find it actually a very soothing experience.
don't-
It is a pleasure.
I got plate armor on. Do you wear? Yeah, you wear socks with plate armor. Surely.
So, we've got a bit distracted and digressing about the brawls of the woods. So, you have any beans, miss? I'm talking to you, Tula.
Oh yeah, I got tons of beans.
Would you be willing to trade for your toll? For a bag of beans?
Wait, what did you say?
You have to pay a toll to cross the bridge just
oh,
upstream.
I thought you meant toe. Man, I can't hear you.
No, it's all right. Would you like to trade?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. Yeah.
May I take a peek? Take a sniff?
You can sniff all you want.
Oh, that's the stuff. All right. Oh, yes, that's some good
Yeah,
beans
isn't it
there.
nice?
Oh, that's real good beans.
You're
Oh,
just sitting there nodding. Yes.
can't wait for the morning. So,
This feels illegal.
No, we're going to get in trouble for this.
now, like, maybe trolls as a race have a problem with caffeine, and giving them
Oh,
caffeine maybe does make them a berserk. Who knows?
That's what I've been saying. It's caffeine control. Like the
Thank you.
fucking goblin wasn't bad
Trolls and
enough.
Fucking goblins, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Wait, what are the goblins doing with? Why are you pulling Drunken into this?
Oh, not Broco, sorry.
Oh, you're a halfling, not a goblin. Halflings.
For some reason,
Sorry,
I
got
feel
you
like
too
just like
confused.
caffeine addiction just goes with.
Oh,
goblins.
you're talking about Tula, who's a halfling. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry,
okay. I was like,
looking
what
at
do
the
goblins?
character
I'm like, what
How
happened?
you feel when you're caffeine deprived, or at least
Yeah.
Yeah, little goblin.
So there's absolutely no pressure, or no to help with the beaver issue upstream, but People love my pie.
So
I
what
get
do you mean
fresh.
Like, what's the issue?
They're damming the river. The stream.
I could go take care of that right now if you want me to. Really not that big of a deal.
I'm asking for political resolution, please.
With beavers.
Yes. They're assholes, but I don't want them to be killed for it.
I mean, do
They hurl
So we gotta
curses
talk
at
to them.
beavers
Does-
speak common here? Do I know about that?
You all can solve the issue as you see best, but they're uncouth, they're rude, they will shout insults at you, but there are animals in the woods around Grey Hollow that can't speak.
Okay.
Mm.
I'm gonna wait. I
Now
mean,
you're a hunter that
Mike.
hunts sentient beings too. I'm just kidding.
I mean,
no, every
yeah,
once in a while there are awakened critters for various
Again,
reasons.
Micah's still out searching for wine, and I feel like she's the real. The
I
head
know.
honcho here.
Holding for
Um,
Micah.
Yeah.
I wonder if something happened with the baby.
Must be.
So when you say like there's politics involving the beavers, it's like the beavers themselves are involved in the politics. It's not like we have to consult like a house to be able to, you know,
you don't know.
it's not like like the beavers aren't like protected and we have to go through like, you know, a bunch of hoops to remove them from the land or something like that.
Actually, you need to
Yeah,
go
so
back to Grey
last-
Hollow, right into the Beaver Dam Association, and no,
That's what I was thinking. I was like,
No. I have, as a good neighbor, they moved into the area about 2 weeks ago, and I've brought out, some of my pies, which they did take, mind you, and then I actually asked them about perhaps relocating downriver on the other side of the bridge and such. As you can see, you can just walk over the stream now. It's not good for
I
I mean,
business.
yeah, sounds like shitty neighbors. I could just go fucking. I don't have to kill them, but I could just go fucking throw them out.
I'm not going to use words like kill or such, but if their operations would cease on this side of the river, I've been trying to at least get them to go downriver, but they're like, the trees here are very nice, and they're downriver, and they're just very rude. I think they're just being resilient assholes.
So I
What
returned.
time is it?
It's early evening, right? Like 7, 8.
To be fair, no, actually, Evan,
Oh,
in
what
my
is that?
brain, it's in the middle of the night. It's like,
Right,
yeah,
Oh, okay.
in
Yeah,
my
sorry,
brain, it's the
guys,
middle of the
I-
night.
Heard.
I only heard something about beavers encroaching in territory and like taking down a bridge and like
So-
maybe killing but not killing. Like that's all I heard.
We've all been going like, yeah, it sounds like something Micah might be good at solving. We're just being like,
Sorry, guys.
man, if Micah was here, she might be able to solve that. Seems like this might be a Micah
Micah was
thing.
So
But
Micah was
Hubert,
really flabbergasted
no,
and took a minute to like catch up to the conversation.
no, it's totally fine. Hubert has he says exchanged coffee, or Tula's giving him coffee beans, so you guys don't have to pay the toll to go over the bridge. But he has also expressed if you guys helped with a beaver issue, which they seem to be upstream from his bridge, and they have dammed it, and he did kind of like cheekily being like, you could just walk over the river now because they dammed it. And he's trying to get them to he wanted them to at least relocate downriver, but the beavers are being assholes. And he wants to know if you guys could help him resolve that issue. And he says it's political, and Thalen's been like dropping words like kill. He's like, I didn't say things like that, but if you can solve the problem,
Maybe, so I'll like tune. I imagine she would like tune back in or something when he talks about like killing the beavers. Be like, wait. I have an alternative. Sorry, I need to find her voice. I think that we can try something else first before we go to lethal measures.
Well, I was also gonna suggest just muscling them out because they're fucking beavers, and we're
We can
well, half of us are ripped.
try
actually-
and talk to them first. Perhaps they would be willing to move their dam if we just spoke to them.
good luck with that.
I'm not gonna participate in that because I will fuck it up.
What about your new social encounter rules? Maybe that could be useful for something like that. I don't know.
That might be useful.
Ludo kind of
I can
speaks up.
speak with animals.
I don't mean to
But they
be
can speak.
the downer here, but why would we do this? Like, what we are on a time
Yes, we
schedule.
can.
Have you ever had a
Yes, but what we gain from it?
Have you ever had a trollfish pie, my sir, good sir?
No, I just.
I don't know that I want to.
But I'm
Oh, it's
good
very
on the
good.
pie, thank you.
I sell it.
I'm
all the
sure it's great.
People pass by and they say, "Do you want to buy some fish pie? Do they pay the troll? The toll?" And they say, "Oh yeah, sure, I'll
Do they
take
pay
some."
the troll?
They pay the troll. They certainly do pay the troll. They pay the
So
toll
what you're
troll.
saying is, if we do this beaver problem for you, that you'll give us a fish pie. Is that what I'm hearing?
And we
The-
don't have to pay the troll toll.
We already actually.
They've
that's
already
all-
got that with the coffee beans. It's very good. Very the scent is very.
Haven't you
Ludo
ever
kind of he narrows his
participated-
eyes at the troll. What is in these pies besides fish?
Someone who knows more about cooking describe some good things that would be into the pie. The intention above table is for
I
it to be
think-
good and like a good gravy
okay.
for the fish and everything. It's not supposed to be a gross, nasty thing.
Okay. I think what he was like searching for was like, is there something like magical about these pies that would benefit us, or is this just good? Like,
They're
fish
very
pie?
fortifying. If you're traveling long distances or anything of that sort, it could be very useful.
Fortifying in like a nourishing way. Okay.
Some people might say that Hubert's fish pies are magical, but you know, I wouldn't
Actually
lay claim
magical,
to that.
or-
How many
I mean-
OCs named Hubert do we have?
What'd you say?
This is the second Hubert from this campaign. I'm just gonna.
Oh, did I already
Yeah.
use Hubert once? What was the other Hubert? I don't remember now.
Hubert was one of the guy that was wrestling with us at the bar.
Oh
the
my
little
god.
Hey, people have the same
You know my cousin halfling other Hubert.
Oh my god.
No.
Ludoviticus, haven't you ever just like participated in some fucking whimsy every now and again?
Not without getting rewarded afterwards.
Yeah, no,
No.
I can fucking if you it's good for the soul. And you know what, if you nurtured your soul as much as you nurture your appearance, maybe you wouldn't be so pretentious.
Well,
Right?
b-
Let's do some whimsy.
between
Hmm.
you or and me, I'll let you on a little bit of a recipe secret since you're so interested about my pies. Another reason why I'm upset with the beavers damming is because the river flows out of the Alderhold, and there are some interesting fishies that come out of that river. Maybe you could call them magical.
Cat.
I have a question.
Yes.
How tall is Ludoviticus?
Hmm. It's a part of the Felix
I
God.
think, yeah. I think Genasi's are kind of tall. I think I just put him like at 6 foot or something like that.
Okay. Okay. I'm like 7.5 feet tall or something
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
you're definitely taller than him for sure.
So
He ain't no slouch,
imagine
but
like
he's not Goliath.
so she kind of comes over to you and like after like this like comment about like, well, what are we gonna get out of it, like why would we do anything, and you know
Mhm.
Thalen's like, well, have you ever done anything just to like for the whimsy or to be nice or whatever?
Yeah.
She's gonna come and like kind of crouch over you, like kind of slump down a little bit to like look in your eyes and like hold your hand in both of her hands and be like, sometimes
What is happening?
when you put out good energy into the world, that energy grows and comes back to you tenfold. And then she just lets you go.
It's
That's a
called
beautiful.
karma or
outlook.
karma or something. I don't know.
I'm not gonna lie. I think like his face looks almost like a little disgusted. Right.
He was being painfully sincere. Like,
I'm sure that's quite lovely, darling.
So, absolutely no pressure, my friends. You know, you all seem to be on a mission for greatness or something
be
about the
happy to
woods, but
Yeah, we're not doing anything right now. And also, Ludoviticus, it just so happens that we're in the middle of the fucking woods and you don't know anything about the woods. So it's either join us or leave. So, what are you going to do? What are you going to do?
See how long you last without a sorcerer.
We're
Fine.
going to go, let's go fucking evict some beavers, guys. Come on.
let's go talk to some beavers.
They're leaving one way or another.
Well,
Wouldn't you rather it be nice though?
Yeah, but you can write a nice eviction notice. It's
No, you can't. I don't believe in that. I don't believe that eviction is ever nice. I think eviction
you
is
can
an
make
evil
it-
thing to do.
I will
you can word it nicely.
look
Those are
forward
nice.
to.
We're rehabilitating them somewhere
I
else.
look forward to the resolution to your endeavors. I'll be at my bridge. No. The very sight of me enrages the beavers. You don't want me there.
What did you do?
My good sir, I tell you, they moved into the neighborhood. I made them some fish pie, and I went as a good neighbor would, and also I wanted to ask them about the moving, and I gave them the pies, and they ate some of the pies, and they're like, and I was like, that's very nice of you for saying such a thing, and then I spoke to them, and then they started throwing sticks and mud and such at me. Ran me off.
There's a lot of gaps there, but honestly, I don't care. This sounds
Do you
fun.
really want me to spend all of it out, sir?
Yes, all of it. No, I'm
No.
kidding.
God, no,
Okay,
please,
so-
have a win.
It all
No,
began about 3 weeks ago, and it was a beautiful morning on the.
I'm not lying. Can we
Whoops.
please move on? I'm so
I know.
excited to do something.
Yeah.
I know. I had to be.
We march into the forest to find the beavers.
Good luck. Have fun. You guys move up
I
the
drive the
stream.
plot forward.
Yeah, you move up the stream, and eventually it is still at night. You do come across, and with a little bit of the stars and a bit of the moon, which is pretty still full, right? Because you guys left after the a full moon, so it's pretty bright still, casting a lot of light on the water. It's easy not to miss the signs of trees that have been cut down, and you do see like a little pool forming. And recent enough that there's still like other trees and fresh growth coming out of the water, right? Because it's kind of like pooling on the other side. And it seems to be a fresh beaver dam sitting right there. But it's at night. You don't see any signs of life or anything obvious.
We knock on the dam and show them their
Damn
victory.
door.
Damn door.
Sorry.
Kane, do you go over and like knock on some wood?
No,
Uh-oh.
and she's gone.
Oh,
Don't leave us, Micah. We need you.
the
No, I'm
puns
so
were
sorry.
so
I just
bad.
accidentally pressed refresh. So do they understand if we call out to them in English in common or whatever, do they understand us?
Oh, as you say that,
No!
it's Kane. Do you knock? I'll give him a chance to do that. That's what he wanted to do.
Oh, sorry.
Well, he was asking suggestion for the.
Oh,
party.
you're asking. Okay, yeah.
Should we knock on the damn door?
Seems
Seems polite.
courteous.
Mm-hmm.
And there's not a visual door, right? But you get the sense if you wanted to knock, you could knock on some wood, and the sound would carry far enough.
Okay. And he would knock on the wood, and you just.
I had on the way here ritually cast speak with animals.
What most of you hear from inside of the dam, there's the big, like, kind of like heavy thump, 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 thump. And what you
Wake up.
hear, Micah, is, if it's that troll again, I swear by all the river gods, I'm going to pelt him with a stick and such. What time is it? Martha? What time is it? Yeah.
She talks in
What's,
beaver.
what's from
Animal
Emperor's New
Crossing.
Groove? No, the fucking the squirrel
Cheapens?
Cheapers.
Wait.
Yeah, oh my god, the Emperor's
speak
New Groove, I caught
talk.
it.
Yeah, squeaky squeaker.
Oh,
Squeaky
yeah,
Squeaky.
Bertha would have
Squeaky.
also ritually
Squeaky.
cast speak with animals and prep for this. I just remember she also has that.
There you go.
So I squeaky squeak back.
You just hear like,
saying,
wait, Martha, shh.
We are not the troll. We are some passing by friends. Would love to make your acquaintance.
Who are you? What's your name and what's your purpose?
My name is Micah, and it's nice to meet you. I saw your dam. It's very lovely.
Roll a persuasion check.
Can I use like animal handling instead?
Yep. 100%.
Yes.
It-
Can I give her
Yeah,
advantage
no.
by complimenting specifically the architecture of it is very sound and impressive.
1%.
I'm really glad I had that advantage because
Oh,
it
yeah.
turned a 9 into a 25.
25.
Lord. He's rolling.
Have you seen a lot of beaver dams before?
Actually, yes, very, very many. Where I come from, we have many streams bisecting through our farms. I've seen many beaver dams. This one is very nice.
Damn nice.
Oh my god.
How
Stop.
how many of you are out there?
6. There are 6 of us.
Do you have weapons?
Yes, it's a dangerous area, but we don't plan to use them.
Are you
We're happy
trappers?
to- No, no, of course not. I'm a farmer.
Roll a persuasion check. It's the middle of the night. You're knocking on my damn door with weapons, buttering me up.
I was,
Eviction
okay,
notice?
13
Hearing-
minus 2, 11.
um,
Pretty good.
how many times can you use animal handling check as a druid?
What do you mean? It's just a animal handling
Or
check.
remember,
It's just-
I'm thinking about my social rules, right? You
yes,
asked
I
earlier
thought-
about animal, and like I tried to balance them a little bit. I don't remember what I did for druid. So once,
there's the one person interaction or whatever, if my memory is correct. Once you can do the beastie distraction thing, and then once you can like replace in a social interaction, you can replace something with a nature check.
and that one
So
I did.
I
I didn't say
actually-
once. I didn't do once a social encounter for you doing the quote unquote nature slash. In this case, it should be nature slash animal handling for a druid,
Yeah,
in my
because those are
opinion.
the druidy things.
Yeah.
I
So
think that
you
that's
can
good
use
actually.
animal handling again if you want. So if I what I need to try and do is get better about saying roll an influence check, and then you can say, hey, can I change that to animal handling?
Right.
So does animal handling change that score at all?
I just rolled. It would, if I was keeping the same check.
Mm-hmm.
13, that would be a 19. I just rolled a new one. It was a 22. So just 19 is fine.
19. Did the troll send you?
Yeah, she's not a liar. Yes, the troll told us about you and the fact that your dam has made it very difficult for him to get by lately because he can no longer collect any taxes for any troll tolls for crossing the stream. He says it's been very difficult for him lately.
All right, 1 second. And you hear another voice like, Lubert, don't go out there. They might be dangerous. I think they're fine. They seem okay. You know I'm a really good judge of character. I know, Lubert, but
Reddy's fireball. Just kidding.
just be safe. I'll be right back, darling. And out of the water comes this pretty
She is
large
sitting
beaver.
down, cross-legged, no weapons in sight. Like she's just like sitting down. Like
What's Thalen
crisscross
doing?
applesauce.
Well, I feel like hearing Micah talk to them about weapons, because I'm pretty sure he just hears common, but they don't comprehend it. She's not speaking. Squeaking. So I feel like he had his sword out, and he sort of like
I definitely would have like.
over the span of that conversation, he slowly puts it away.
I
like,
would have definitely like
backs
when
up
the
a little
weapons
bit.
conversation came out, she would have like stowed her thing and like like indicated to everyone like put it away.
I feel like right now he's doing like that thing where like somebody's trying to take like a like candid picture in the woods or something. He's like inspecting a bush or something.
Just
All right.
being painfully awkward.
Let's cut to
Yeah.
the chase. I don't like Hubert. I think he's an oaf. I think he's stupid. I don't agree with trolls and their bridges. They dominate the river systems all through the area. Us beavers don't have a say. And I don't care about his tolls. Do you know how difficult it is to make a home on a river? And he comes over and he's just like, pick it up and move it. Oh yeah. I'm just gonna pick all. He's like a little. It's like you just hear. He's like making all this like. You expect me to pick up all these logs and move downriver? It's like I put so much time and effort into this, and he just wants to come down here because he's got a bad pay. It's a free river. He's just kind of yelling about it.
Is it though? I thought it was his home. I thought that this was his home that he's lived at for many years.
He's down there. He kind of points down the river, and we're up here. He doesn't own this part of the river.
Right, but I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but through where you built your actions, you decimated his business and livelihood, did you not?
We didn't know he was down there.
Sure, of course not. And but then when he came and informed you of that, I don't know how that occurred. It seems like it didn't go well, but if he was amenable to a compromise or a deal of some sort, maybe a portion of the tolls or friendly fish pies a couple times a month and company. I mean, you must understand, right? You wouldn't like it if somebody took your home and your livelihood and your ability to build dams or hunt fish or right?
Do an influence action.
I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Also, if anybody wants to use any of their little things, let me see if anybody
or
has anything.
unless anyone else wants to do something.
We could use
We don't know what's going on.
There's a barbarian.
I
If
got
once
it.
a social encounter, you want to do an opposing presence to give a reroll to an ally's influence action, you could. So I know you're not really doing an opposing presence, Bronca, but if you wanted to be a distraction here and give a reroll without having to do like a help or anything, you could. What else? We got a fighter.
Yeah, I think so. I think like
I mean, on the one hand, think about like you're a goblin, and I'm a Goliath, and like I like to think that like beasts and animals and stuff feel a little bit more comfortable around like the lesser humanoid, like not super mainstream individuals. So maybe like looking at our party and be like, oh, these people are like they get it. Maybe I don't know.
I've got
Yeah.
nothing.
No, again, when these abilities, don't feel like you need to make it narrative. Again, these are mechanics, so it's like you can. Using this example, Megan as a Bronca could say, "Hey, can I use this social? What's a social thing where I have to like give a reroll to her?" And be like, "Sure." And if there's something that narratively works for it, cool. If not, it's not going to be a huge deal, right? So if you want, it's
Still
once a
use
social
my
encounter
inspiration.
though, so it's more about you choosing the moment when you want to use your mechanic. So as an example,
but
would you?
yeah, Lindsay, you said you're using your inspiration, so for this it wouldn't.
Oh no, I used that, and then I rolled a 3, so I'm also going to use my inspiration because it was really. And really hope this is better. Oh my god, I rolled a 6, a 3, and then a 5, you guys.
Oh.
But I can
Plus-
still help, no? Just before I know if it's a success or failure.
Well, sorry, just to
did,
clarify,
you
I
did.
think Lindsay used your
You used your
reroll.
help action.
And
Oh,
then,
oh,
well,
oh,
no,
oh,
let's just make a difference here. That's not the help action, right? Help action still exists if somebody's adding into the narrative, like organically, right? But above table, there's the mechanics of these all little things where it's a reroll. It's not advantage. It's not the help action. In this case, Bronca had the ability to give you a reroll. So she did not help in that instance. And unfortunately, that scene has gone past that, right? So are you okay if she used your reroll is the biggest question for me, Bronca. Because it's
Yeah,
up to you
yeah.
to have given it. Okay. So the reroll was
No,
given.
Absolutely. I just
and then-
got confused on the mechanics.
Yeah, it's okay. And then, yeah, I should have said that like help still exists, right? But you do, unfortunately, I said you have so much stuff that's and these features that are after the fact. That is for those are built for like, oh, I should have done the help. But if you want to do help, you should try and get that in with the RP. Like I think you did a good job of like, hey, can I talk up the architecture, et cetera, et cetera? Bam, help action. Not so just trying to keep you on your toes for help, but now you have a lot of stuff. It's like after the fact of like, oh, can I give him this ability? Okay, so the reroll has been used. You used your inspiration, and unfortunately, still a
My
bad
best roll was a
roll.
12.
Yeah, yeah.
My best roll was
Or a
12.
total of 12. He's like, I don't remember everything that you said. That was you were making points and such, and it was, and Nate doesn't remember
I did
everything
make a
you
very
said and all your.
convincing argument.
What'd you say?
I made a very convincing argument about,
Mhm.
of course, like but when he came here and, you should take his livelihood and ability to provide a home for himself, and no, you wouldn't like it if people did that to you, right? And of course he'd be willing to compromise, He seems very welcoming. I'm sure we can work something out.
He's pushy. He's came up here. Okay. Hey. He's like leaning a little closer. He's like, this is my third homestead.
Oh.
If I have to pick up and move it again, Martha's gonna kill me. She will skin me and sell my pelt. I told her that I had scouted out this part of the river and we wouldn't have any issues.
Right.
Martha's gonna kill me.
What if she turns to everyone, because she's not that smart. Give me just one moment. Let me. This is a complicated situation. I want to make sure we work it out. And then she turns to everyone. It's like, guys, Martha's gonna kill. What's your name?
Martha.
No, what's your name?
Oh, Lubert.
Martha's Lubert. Guys,
I'm leading into the Hubert joke now. That was Lubert.
Martha's gonna kill Lubert if she finds out that he didn't really scout this area like he said he did. So that's why he didn't know about Hubert. And so, but Hubert was kind of a jackass when he came here and talked to them about it. It seems like Lubert really wants to help work this out with Hubert, but Martha would kill him if she figures out that he didn't really scout the. What can we do? What do you think?
Possibly be like over exaggerating that she'll kill him? Like maybe.
I don't know. He seemed pretty serious that she'd skin his pelt and sell it.
You can roll an insight check, Ranger Rob.
I
Nope,
mean,
she believes him.
I don't fucking
Martha
talk beaver. I'm not
deserves to
rolling an
know.
insight check.
You can roll an insight check on the situation. I mean, you do whatever you want. You could roll an insight check on the situation. That seems like a marital dispute more, but
That's okay.
Micah,
That's more
I just
like-
loved how Lindsay RP that. It was
Yeah.
amazing. And so I was allowing people to insight the situation deeper if they wanted to, but no
I
pressure.
kind of missed who's what Martha is that his like beaver wife?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So she's like actually gonna skin him.
Yes. And so
That's what Micah believes.
which is therefore what yes.
Mhm. Yeah, exactly. Yep,
Oh.
yep.
So
I mean,
Like, it's not
maybe
questioning the beaver.
Martha deserves to know that her husband is.
This is their third homestead.
maybe
Well, and
maybe
maybe
Martha-
her next one will be her last one if she finds it herself.
I can sympathize
Can
with
we
him.
with
He
him.
doesn't want the wife to know. I can understand why he would
really
not.
did fuck up, but
Yes, but we cannot let the wife know.
Martha sounds like she needs a fucking jail cell. She's
Don't
actually
know.
threatening to
It's
kill her
three.
husband.
Okay, would you like to move 3 times?
I feel like
Micah's very defensive of the beavers.
I love it.
It's okay.
can't
Squeakity
be that
squeak
hard.
squeak.
it's some fucking logs, man.
Squeak, squeak. Does anybody know any spells that can like lift the whole thing and move it down
No,
the river?
But you know what? I'll tell you what. If we do good here and I don't get kicked out of the lodge, maybe I can sort something out.
What if but
When
that's
we
not going to help the
tackle-
problem tonight, will it?
Well, no, but it's like a fuck, man. He came up to these strangers in the fucking woods and dumped all of his problems on us. What does he want? An instant fucking solution? He gets what he gets.
He's offering a fish pie.
That's true. That's a lot. That's very true. The level of effort.
He did not force you to do this, by the way.
That's what
Mike is
Ludo was
invested.
saying. Why the fuck are you doing this?
Get some lovely fish
Micah.
pies.
What if we manage to convince the fucking beaver's wife name again?
Martha.
Martha, hold on, I'm trying to.
I tried to
get
pick
this
the like
straight.
most like generic, like how many Martha Marvel memes there are jokes for this
Um,
one too.
So
What
the
if
the
it
beaver
happens
the wife is mad because she doesn't want to get up and move somewhere. Is it like the effort of
fourth
moving
time.
all the logs? Okay, or is it just like
It was
relocating?
mentioned, yeah, relocating a house in any way is going to be a lot, right, for them. And then it's like it's not just moving into a new house either. It's building a new
Right.
house, cutting down all the woods.
Okay.
And this is
Is
their
there- is
third
there-
time, so he's just like, my wife's going to kill me.
Yeah.
Literally
Well,
kill
I mean,
him.
I have levitate the spell, so I don't know if like we can use that
Yes.
in some type of way.
Can you
They're for
levitate the house or
creatures.
not?
Oh.
I mean, it's an air genasi.
Can you please do that?
Yeah, get under there.
Leviticus, you could
lift.
solve this whole
Let
problem.
me read levitate really quick.
I'm reading it.
Everybody calm down.
I'm reading it. I
Okay,
don't
it
know. if
says-
this is
it says-
possible.
A loose object of your choice can rise up to 20 feet, up to 500 pounds.
Wait.
I mean,
Loose.
Wait,
yeah, it
how
says
could you
object.
cast erupting earth? to
No.
loosen the soil underneath the dam and make it easy to
Whoa.
lift up.
Or fucking ruin the dam and kill all the beavers inside. That might
Everybody
also
move.
happen. No, don't do that.
This is very much
Luckily, I can
narrative
help push.
solutions, right? So like feel free to push the limits of levitate and your earth. I like what you guys are thinking is all I'm saying. Like I'm here
Yeah,
for
can
it.
we
get-
kind of
I
like teamwork it? Like Brunka just uses like brute
Well-
strength and
Kane's on the other side and pushing
Yep, I
too.
loosen the soil. We have several brute strength people who are going to lift up the logs, and like levitate is going to get it out of the mud while carrying it over.
I could use
Come on.
brute strength and
Teamwork.
levitate, but the levitate
What?
has to be on myself.
Lubert
Will have
speaks
to
up.
tell the wife. Has to tell the wife that he is not involved in this and he doesn't know what's going on. These people are moving.
That's a good idea, actually. Kane.
Because Lubert does see you guys like pointing at it and like making lifting motions and stuff. He's just like, what do you, why you keep pointing at the dam? What are you talking about?
What
Squeakity
if-
squeak. Squeak.
What if we could move your whole dam down to an area of the stream that would be just as nice for you, if not nicer, but wouldn't make the troll a penniless orphan? I don't want-
Penniless orphan?
Shut up! And wouldn't make him a I don't know, homeless beggar, whatever.
Roll an influence action.
Oh my god!
are we becoming Beaver HGTV right
What if we
now?
just fucking do it? What are they
This
gonna
is
do?
a
They're
lot of
fucking
shit,
beavers.
guys.
What if we just do it? Let's just do it. Why are we even asking permission?
We remodeled their
Because
dam.
Michael likes the beavers.
I love that the real conflict here is just ethics and morals. 14. I'm not opposed to moving. Okay, I'm not. But I don't have to move, right? I don't have to.
Well,
It's
I
not,
think that I think that the troll is getting on his last nerve. A
what is he
little
gonna
bit.
do?
I mean,
You might eat some
honestly,
coffee beans.
like- let me just okay.
Wait. What did that guy just say? I didn't. What did he just say? Translate what he just said.
What did he say?
What'd you say, Charlie? Kane.
What if he ate coffee beans, the troll?
He's like, wait. What did he just say? Translate that.
What if he ate coffee beans? Is that what you
He
said?
has coffee.
Oh
We
my
have coffee. Are you?
I told
Will
you-
you
I
move
told
for
you guys.
coffee?
I told you.
No, you
No.
gave a troll
Wait,
coffee.
what?
I told you.
Oh God.
Nobody listens. To
Oh
Lulu.
gosh. Oh gosh. Oh no. Oh no. He's gonna go berserk. He's gonna go wild. Have you ever seen a troll on a coffee binger before?
What are-
It is madness. Oh my gosh. Oh,
Maybe
by
you should
this.
move then before he comes
Oh,
and takes
gosh.
out all that caffeine
Oh, gosh.
on you.
Oh gosh. I need somebody to roll an influence action at advantage because you really did give the troll
I think
coffee
that's
beans.
Tula. It's definitely Tula that should do that.
Yeah.
Dula, you can
Or is that
roll.
his fault?
Yeah, it's an influence action. What are you? You're playing a fighter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let me look at your skills because I'm just giving you options here. Let me see what you're actually you don't have any proficient on any of the normal ones. In this scenario, if you wanted to roll a history check instead, you can, because it's more about the history and the knowledge that trolls having coffee could be bad. So if you want to roll a history check, you can.
24.
24.
Whoa.
Whoa.
All right, I need a Peckarth. Can you help us move? We got to get out of here. We need to relocate right now. Will you help?
Let's do it.
Please, yes. Okay.
Yes, of
All right.
course.
What, we just
Martha!
help him now?
Martha! The troll! Hubert's got coffee! He's
I
like,
think someone was thinking that not even to help.
you hear, you just hear like the Martha Beaver rolling. Just to speed it all up for you guys, now that they learn that there could be, and with good checks, learn that there is a caffeinated potential angry Hubert in their near future. You help them pack up their belongings in the middle of the night. It's been a very eventful night for you all, and help them relocate it down river past where Hubert's bridge is. And I honestly, someone claim it, roll it. Well, I'll just do it for you. I'm going to roll a D10. This will be how many hours it takes, but it's going to have like a
Oh
my
plus.
God.
We're gonna be
Plus
I only have
3.
levitate for 10 minutes. I think.
It takes you all 12 hours to relocate
Whoa.
the beaver.
Yes, yes.
A
let's go have some
D10
fucking
plus
divas.
4. I was like minimum 4 hours. The
I
next
love
day.
detours.
Well, that's how long it's looking like it's taking. You guys don't have to do it for the full 12 hours,
I mean,
but it is a
yeah, Mike was
long
gonna
process.
fucking do
I'm not forcing that
It's
narrative on you. It's just taking forever.
Can't stop now.
It's an important question. Do you guys finish it off?
Micah does.
I don't
Maybe
know.
the reason it takes 12 hours is because everyone else drops off at some point. and
I'm
it's
fine
just
with that
Micah and some
interpretation if some
beavers
people are,
crawling
yeah.
shit.
Who
I
all
think
finishes
Brunka
it?
would keep helping you.
Okay.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Brunka.
They're fucking.
Ludo.
Yes,
Why are we doing
Ludoviticus
this? They're
does not
fucking
stay.
beavers. We could have just told them to leave, and what would they have done?
They would have never got the fish pie.
That's not really that
Who,
important.
we're not going to continue arguing the ethics of
Yeah,
what
I'm gonna be honest. Can we move on?
yeah, who helps finish. That's all I need to
I
know.
fucking finish.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I
I,
just went from whimsy to 9 to 5. really
Does
fucking quickly.
anybody not finish?
Hard labor? What are we doing?
Kano finish.
Ludo
Excellent.
doesn't help move anything because he's not very strong, but he's just standing there with his arms crossed and he'll levitate. Judging, just a scowl on his face.
Just
Roll
don't
a
want to get your hands dirty.
No, because I have a strength of fucking 10, that's why.
Roll a deception check, Ludo.
Oh. That is a 14.
Dang, and a +8.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They do notice that Ludo does not help, and so when they, after it's all said and done, the beaver, he's like, Lubert's like, thank you guys very much. Here, I know that was a lot of work. You guys are amazing. And you guys, I'd like to imagine at some point in the night, or like during the night, during all the movement, you do hear like in the distance, like shit crashing through the woods as probably Hubert the troll is going on a caffeine binge or somewhere. So you're like, oh shit, you're just, oh fuck. But he's like, here. All sorts of crazy shit comes out of the outer world. Here, just take all this. This is a bunch of crap. I was probably just gonna sell it to the traveler or whatever coming through. Here. And you guys all, except for Ludo, gets to roll on the uncommon magic item table.
Oh, yeah.
Help!
That's what you-
That's the deception check was to see if you could like pull off the fact that you were helping.
Oh,
I'm
God.
so helpful.
All right. I have like that little wheel here. This is just all the old one. So there's the.
While we're doing
Wait, no,
this,
that's
we don't
common.
have
1
to-
second. I'm sorry. Sorry. Go ahead, Megan.
We don't have to drag out this interaction, but just as a side thing, while Brunka is involved in this, can she on the side have a little woman to woman chat with Martha and like tell her the truth and be like, you should maybe, you know.
You're on RP it out, but she's like, "Oh, that
your
son
own
of a
way.
bitch! That son, Bluebird! Awesome!" All right, everyone except for I'm sorry, Lauren, but
That's fine.
that was definitely that was very much a test of patience, right?
Oh,
And
I should have dropped concentration like as soon as the logs went up.
I got a
Wand of
wand.
Fuck your home.
I also got a wand of secrets. What the
Oh,
fuck?
nice. Oh, well, not nice. I guess now we have two. But can you
Are you
only use
kidding
it so
me?
many times? How did we both get that? There's like a million things on here.
Yeah. This is a common magic items or is it uncommon?
uncommon. I posted the common one on
What
accident
is
the first time.
charming?
Oh wait,
Oh.
we need the uncommon.
Yeah, we're doing
Okay.
uncommon. I
We're
accidentally
gonna be-
posted
we're
the
gonna be
common
really
one.
safe from traps and secret.
How do I do
doors.
Is the
uncommon?
Wand of Secrets not a thing
It's the
anymore?
it's the second link. I accidentally posted two of them. Let me just delete the
Here we
uncommon
go.
or the common one.
Oh, I think I did the right one then.
Wand of secrets I don't have. Ooh.
So,
Javelin of lightning.
one thing we
Ooh, Ward
we
knows that.
recently discovered, me and Rob, is that when we bless you, when we
Us too.
turned off the
Sorry.
legacy rules, it appears that our character sheets, when you go to manage inventory and stuff, all of the old magic items from like the old Dungeon Master's Guide is not accessible through it. The Wand of Secrets still exist. And I actually forgot to go and see if we can figure out how to do that without overwhelming the system, because I don't know how that's going to interact. But Wand of Secrets do exist in D&D Beyond. So rather than looking at what it does in your character sheet, just go to D&D Beyond's website and put it into the search Wand of Secrets and then look at it there.
pretty
Okay.
simple
And I just add
item.
like yeah, like
And just
add
like,
a
yeah, and I'll try to remember to,
custom thing,
yeah.
so I remember that I have it.
Yeah.
Guys, I got an awesome item, but it's an awesome item that's linked to your intelligence. And my intelligence.
Oh no.
What is it?
Nice.
I got a psi crystal, which is like telepathic abilities, but it's like the powerful, like the power essentially, like the how far your telepathic abilities work is linked to your intelligence score, and mine's in the lowest bracket. So I have telepathic abilities for 15 feet.
Hey,
It's still not bad.
that could come in handy in the kitchen.
It's still really
when
cool.
you're cooking
It's
something.
super cool.
That's like Harry Potter magic, like the cooking magic, like the slicing
No, not
potatoes up in the
telekinetic,
air.
telepathic.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Mine's
That's
feet.
pretty.
I'll
That's
say
pretty
something
useless.
above table. That was just a roll, right? Because I didn't have anything like handpicked for you all. But the adventure itself actually has a lot of magic items that can be discovered, just as an FYI.
Ooh.
It might not be apparent, but I was reading through, like, oh, there's actually a lot of magic items like laying around in certain spots. Okay. Cool. Now, blah, blah, blah. You guys go to Hubert the troll, and he's like, the next morning, it's like, you don't get him to like 3:00 in the afternoon. He finally wakes up from his binger. But the water's flowing. He's like, thank you all very much. And like, who wants a fish pie? Who does not want a fish pie? Anybody not want a fish pie? Okay. Everyone gets a fish pie. They give, if you eat it, you get advantage on Constitution saving throws for 24 hours.
Ooh.
Okay. That's what I was looking for.
See, the lesson here, Rob, is to do good things for the sake of good, but sometimes you might get cool things if you do it for the sake of good.
Hey, why am I getting lectured?
Yeah,
Because you're the whole world doing the ethics thing. Why are we even doing this?
Well,
I think it was
okay,
you.
you
I
know
might
what,
be
you can
projecting. A
say
couple
that,
of you were
but
going like, "Why are we
if
even doing
had-
this?"
If we had forcibly kicked him out, we probably, we could have gotten the pies.
That's
anyway.
why Ludo was like trying to like sense
Ludo
if there's
too,
like
yeah.
any magic in his pies, because he's like, all right, if it gives us a fucking like boon, then I guess we'll do it.
Exactly.
I was
He
gonna
did
say,
hint that there
Xander,
was
you
magic fish in
encouraging
it.
us to only do
Yeah.
nice things with the expectation that we'll get something out of it.
Yes.
That's
And I don't want to
D&D.
hear it because you play Samaris.
Hey,
Oh,
true.
I-
but
to be-
Archie.
yeah.
I feel like Archie would do more like just out of like kindness and fuck it up,
Oh,
you know.
okay.
Like Samaris is the master of like, well, what can you give us in return?
A lot of your characters I don't think are inherently selfish, but like Archie's chaotic, so he creates issues, but it's not him being like inherently selfish. He's just being obliviously
Intentionally,
chaotic.
He's
yeah.
just
Yeah.
being an idiot. Yeah.
Yeah.
He means well.
What does
All
the
right,
fish pie give again?
It'll the fish Hubert's fish pie will give you advantage on Constitution saving throws for 24 hours when you eat it.
Perfect. Let's go rescue my dumbass cousin.
We're gonna need to take an extra day.
And so, what was supposed to be just a brief step back in time around a campfire for Kane and Brunka to have a conversation about runes. 2 hours of game time later, we get back to where we're actually at in the adventure, which is at the cave.
Oh, what
Yeah.
happened to this? I forgot what
Mhm.
happened.
Yeah, we haven't even
I
touched on the
remember.
cave yet.
Oh yeah, you were carving some initials.
No.
Yeah.
So Megan
That's
wasn't
right,
here
I
for
learned
this, so let's do a
Knows
quick,
about that.
Oh, we knew.
No, I think we
It
all knew
hurt
because
us.
you got
Rolled
like
a
a nat
one.
1 on it or something.
I got
So
that one.
let's talk about what
Yeah.
happened real quick for Megan's sake. So you guys made it to the Cave of Echoes and stood outside of it and began to move in. Inside, there was a whole bunch of initials carved into the stone. It was very much like you get the impression of like a very traditional like I think Paris has the bridge where you do like the lockets and it's like for love or people carving their initials into a tree for love, like little hearts and stuff. And so no one found anything too interesting out of that. But before getting too much farther, Thalen wanted to carve initials into the wall himself, which was the initials L and C. And so he did that. And I can't remember what check it was. I think you were doing the stealth check or sleight of hand to do it quietly.
2 nat ones.
And he rolled 2 nat ones. So that resulted into a fissure crack. It was very much a whole, like a little bit of a chip and accidentally hits like a little thing like or a piece of the wall like falls off, makes a bit of noise, and then you just watched as like it was just as a whole bunch of fractures start moving up the wall, and then a big chunk of it fell off. And more notably, the sound from that hitting the ground, it was caves are already very echoey, very loud, but the reverberation was even louder to the point that everyone had to do Constitution saving throws. Actually, let me check the mechanics on that because it's an actual mechanic. Give me 1 second. Because unfortunately, Bronco will have to do one too here in a second. Yeah, Constitution saving throw, and they took thunder damage, 1d8. So go ahead and do a Constitution saving throw for Bronco since you're here for me.
Here's a question:
Mhm.
Did we eat the fish pies before all this happened?
That was my
Unfortunately, not
Yeah,
because
too meta.
yeah, it'd be a little too meta. But after that, you might as like if you want to eat the pies after the fact, I
Stuff
think that's
them
totally
down.
fine.
Oh, I thought we ate them like in the moment. I was like thinking like fish pies don't keep, but
In honestly, if that narrative happened in its correct order, most likely you guys would have had it. But I
Yeah,
think we're just
yeah,
going to
yeah.
still
No,
stick
that
to
makes
it, and
sense.
then moving forward, you can have it if you guys, and you guys can declare if you eat it or not after this moment. But yeah, Constitution saving throw.
Yeah, I'll eat mine because Constitution
23.
saving throws is also concentration checks, and
Yeah, me too.
got lots of those.
Did we roll concentration checks last time?
We did, or we rolled con saves.
Nope,
I don't.
We didn't. We rolled con saves. not
Path without
concentration
trace
checks.
isn't.
Oh right, yeah.
You
No,
have
it's
that
not
up, right,
concentration.
Thalen? And it's not concentration. Yeah, I
yeah.
think we're good. It was. How much did you roll? I'm sorry, Bronco.
23.
23. Cool. You took no damage from that. Those who had failed were also deafened for a minute. So it's not a very long time, but that did happen. And I did point out those who, I'm sure those, if you have missing HP, that means you failed. And from the south, there's the path to the east, path to the south. The south one is where the sound kind of came back at you louder, reverberating. But that's literally as far as they've gotten into the cave. Any questions, comments before I let you put the ball back in your guys' courts? Cool.
Nope.
So what's the?
echoing
Sorry,
silence.
Crash. Some of you are screaming. There's like maybe blood coming out of some of your ears, but you all would turn because it was very obvious. I'm sorry, Rob. 2 nat ones. It's one of those things. It's very comical. It's very cartoony where you're like, everyone looks and just sees all of it coming from
swinging
you.
his arms.
What are
like
you
clapping.
doing?
Man, The acoustics in here are pretty good. I saw
That's good.
something on the wall, and I thought I'd take a closer look.
It is obvious that he was carving something. I'm sorry, but you would have had like a little carve something up.
No, he probably still has it in his hand.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's really not that big of a deal.
Aelin,
Except what? What did he say?
do you have a lover?
No, not me. No,
But then why were you carving initials? Isn't that what lovers do?
lovers are assholes. One of the two.
What? I can't hear him. I hear he say he loves assholes.
Hey, so I heard something kind of cool in that direction.
As you guys are now more talking and getting used to it, obviously some of you might still have ringing in your ears, but you do notice beyond that loud reverberation that came back, the echoes are a little strange. When you say, I noticed something in that direction, it's like that direction, but then as it echoes, you notice it kind of changes. It goes from your normal voice going farther away, but it's like your voice changes to a whisper and quieter too. It's very odd. It's like something that way, something that way, something that way. It's almost like the echoes caught and then turned into a whisper as it goes farther and farther.
You know what that reminds me of? Do you remember the scary story we listened to about the Windy Boys? The closer they are, the quieter their voice, the further they are, the louder.
Ah. Mm-hmm.
That just freaked me out real quick.
What? Oh.
Is there anything like down these tunnels that we can see, or is it just like darkness?
I think the vision on the maps showcases people's limits, right? You guys are sharing vision, but everything beyond that, but beyond what you see right now, from what I can tell, it's just you just see the stone walls or the cave walls with the initials inscribed into them.
You guys think I'm gonna get like harassed by the dead people whose initials are there if they are dead? No, I kind of not that I had anything to do with that.
Right. We all know that you had directly something to do with it.
Hey, how about you just shut up?
Why don't
How
you go
about
carve
we-
another initial in the wall?
You want me to?
How about we investigate?
Well,
Do
yeah.
what we came here to do and find your
Well,
cousin. She
I thought we were walking.
a little bit
talking.
pointed comment to Ludoviticus.
Fine. Yes, let's find my idiot cousin.
Where are we going? We're gonna go towards the creepy stuff.
Yeah, it's
Do
like
you-
to the left or to the right?
Do you have anything, Ludoviticus, of your cousins? A picture of him,
God.
perhaps, a lock of hair,
Gods, no.
anything that would aid in our search magically?
No, the last I saw, he was just a boy.
Hmm. Could you describe him for me or draw a picture, perhaps? I have magical ways of finding people, but I need to be familiar with them in some way.
I don't know, Nate. What did he look like as a kid?
I imagine that
Um,
this is like someone seeing a cousin that they haven't seen in 10 years and
Oh,
would do like the worst
100%.
description of.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
So
Just
you get a
like-
choice here. Do you want to roll a history check to see if you remember anything at all? Again, like I don't remember what my cousins look like, kind of
yeah.
thing that I haven't met.
Yeah,
since,
for
but
sure.
I
you can
may
either
also
know
be
or
able to
roll a
help
check for
here.
it.
I might also be able to help in a very niche situation.
Ooh,
Maybe.
how? But yeah, I want to see the history check would be cool if you want to do that.
That's a 14.
It's
14.
gonna be niche.
So you do remember, the Salas family, for the most part, have there's a universal look to them, which a little bit more of a dark skin, dark hair, and so your cousin would probably look like that, human. Let's give him like a discerning feature. Like he always had like this annoying little like gaudy scar on his chin when he like split when he was a child.
Okay. Yeah, like
Mm.
something he got when he was younger. Well, the only thing I can remember is dark skin, dark hair, and he had a scar just right about here on his chin.
Did he?
Snot nose,
And
brat,
human.
mostly.
Human.
And human, of course.
Did he wear any sort of? No, I'm not gonna say shrubbery. Like, did he ever have like a flower tucked away somewhere, like in his hair or something?
Or any
Did he have
a
any-
ring, a signet ring, or a piece of jewelry that he always wore, something important that he wouldn't leave behind.
I feel
I
like
think
your thing's probably better than my thing.
14 would be
Yeah.
enough to be like, well,
Uh,
yeah, he would have a signet ring,
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah,
up to
I would
you.
say,
I
like,
think that's
that, or
a
like his clothes would be like embroidered with like the family house or something like that.
mm.
Did he have a dog?
Ooh,
Do you
I'll
have
put
locate
this.
animals or plants?
Yeah.
I'm gonna
I
put this
locate
ball
object.
in.
we
Yeah,
can
see, that's
combine
yours is a little
forces.
better.
I'm gonna put this ball into Lauren Scalis's ballpark. Do you want there that, like, sometimes traditionally it's like a signet ring, right, for family, but maybe it's a medallion, maybe it could be something different, a little bit more unique. It could be, doesn't have to be a
Maybe he has a
ring.
familiar.
Do you want to like decide what kind of jewelry or article
Oh,
this
okay.
could look like? Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe like an arm cuff, like
Ooh, like
that's
an
kind of etched. Yeah.
like higher up here, arm cuff,
Mhm,
something like a
yeah.
band, like a
Something that's
beautiful
like,
band.
yeah, brassy or something like that.
Ooh, I like that. So, describe. I would imagine that's what he would describe to you all as a symbol, and it would have like the willow tree emblem on
Yeah,
it.
I imagine like it has like the willow trees, like they have like the wispy branches, but the branches kind of like go out and like turn into like the uh band itself. So it like you can,
You know what metal it was made out of?
he was. I'm not an
Tungsten.
expert, but it was darkish metal, brass maybe,
Brass or
Onyx.
copper?
possibly.
Tungsten.
Not tungsten, no.
I
It had a
That's
dark
probably enough.
goldish color.
Oh, was it gold?
No. They never trusted us with gold as children.
Okay.
So
Well then,
Trust you with gold now.
I will certainly try. And she's gonna concentrate and gonna search around the floor for a little bit until she comes across a twig of something. Like she might need to like go outside the cave or something, grabs a twig, and she's gonna find a twig that's forked, and she will cast this spell on it because that's the component, and to figure out the direction. Right, it's like a tuning fork or something. Like she's finding the direction of whatever, and we'll cast locate object on the cuff as Ludoviticus describes it. And I can locate a specific object.
I'll just let you know.
mhm.
Unfortunately, nothing pings. I'm reading it right now. Nothing pings
Yeah.
up on it, but you do have it up. Do you want to
Yeah,
continue
the nearest
concentrating
object
on
of
it?
a particular kind. She's
Yeah.
specifying brass or bronze or copper arm cuff depicting a willow.
Oh, actually, I do think you get a ping a little bit deeper in. Let me check something real quick.
It's 1,000 feet.
Yeah,
1,000 feet.
you do ping something deeper into the caves.
Does it seem like it would be closer to the left or the right fork?
Directly east of using the map. Directly east, just
Oh,
deeper
I
in.
need to go to the map.
Did I bring you guys
Ah.
over to the cave? I did, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yes,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
did. I
Yeah.
just wasn't in the
It's
right.
all good.
I was looking at all your pretty faces. I wasn't looking at the map.
Mhm.
She will follow east, being which way? Left or
It's
right?
literally you
Well,
like you
yeah.
have left. It's
Yeah.
the one to the north kind of goes eastish, but the one south also ends east. So, but it's somewhere deeper in
Okay.
those directions.
Let's either. I'm not sure which way, but I will know if we end up taking the wrong one if we start going further away.
Okay.
I've got a lead.
Well, I
Let's
think let's go north to the
go. All
left.
right. I want to stick close to Thalen, definitely with the aura because of
Yeah,
the pass
everyone
without a
stay
trace.
close.
Yeah, are you guys going to try and do stealth checks here, or are you just going to walk with with a little bit of quietness?
I think can we all make an effort to stay within 30 feet of Thalen?
If you guys make a
Mhm.
point of saying that and wanting to attempt to
Yeah.
stealth it, could.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Another thing, this area, I don't know anything about this cave, like the specifics, but are there any dangerous creatures that sort of shack up in these deep sort of caves that I would know about? That I would have to be concerned about?
Roll a nature or history check. Roll a study check. Or use the study action.
I rolled a natural one. I'm gonna use my inspiration. Can I stop rolling natural? Jeez, man. Okay, that's better. Let's see. 13 plus. Is that 21? Wait. Yeah.
So, right, generally, caves
20.
can host all sorts of, who knows? Is it a cave bear? You know, is there a dragon?
Yeah.
Who knows what could be in it, right? But more importantly, you know where you guys have journeyed that you're close to the Alderald, right? To where things get even more freaky or wonky, I should say, more fey and strange and mysterious. So there's a wide range of things that could potentially be in here. It could be a cave bear. It could be some sort of strange Alderling that you've never met before, some strange creature. There's so much that could potentially go in there. Based off a good roll, as you go in deeper, you can save that for maybe like doing a proper check in a room with some evidence of something. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Yeah, generally a lot of options, but feel free to use that once you get deeper in. So yeah, go ahead and do stealth checks for me, and you get plus 10 from pass.
17.
Dude, I'm a ranger rolling this shit at disadvantage. What the
Thank God for that pass without a trace.
Yeah, right?
18.
Okay,
What
Alright,
best
chain
second level spell slot that exists, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's good.
So,
Are we getting
Damn.
advantage, right?
I have
It's
a
not
No
advantage, it's a
advantage,
plus
you
10
just
to your
roll, yeah,
roll.
plus 10 to your roll. 14
Thir-
on my part.
Then
Yeah, I got
13.
14.
Okay.
I rolled a 3, but now it's a 13.
Blanca?
Sorry. 6 was 17 with the 10 added.
17.
Oh.
So one thing I want to add to the narrative, right? You guys are moving quietly, but because at least two of you don't have dark vision, you are moving through a dark cave with light on, right? So there is a obvious light source moving, but you are being very quiet. I just want to, that is a part of what's happening
That
here.
makes sense.
But
Yeah.
if somebody wants to take the lead, who feels like they're stealthier and they can take more advantage of the darkness just outside of the light, you feel free to put yourself in the front because you might have a benefit from that. Does that make sense? That's
it
if
stealthy?
anybody thinks like, oh yeah,
that
I would
makes
be
sense.
stealthy moving forward and
we
taking
have
advantage of the
these.
extra, but I don't. Yeah,
I got a plus 6 to my stealth.
What?
are we missing a token? Oh, Bronca.
The fuck you mean you got a plus 6 to your stealth?
I got a 16 dex.
So you're gonna, I mean,
Are you
can
gonna
go
get
for
in
it.
the front and take advantage of the dimness, darkness, and the quietness of the pass without the trace?
Go ahead,
Yeah.
little sorcerer.
Yeah. I'll remember
Take-
that when you
take
need
lead.
fireball.
Lead on, sorcerer.
All right. So what you first see, or the official description, the floor of this cavern is rigid like sand at the bottom of a stream. It's dotted with slender stalagmites and littered with broken stalactites from the ceiling 30 feet above. The main tunnel continues to the east, and smaller side chambers extend to the north and the south. And
Okay.
yeah. Also
Everything
another
looks-
fresh. I'm not saying that you need to do this, but remember, passive perception essentially doesn't exist anymore. So if you want to notice
Right,
anything,
Okay, yeah.
make sure you're
I
calling for
would like-
perception checks. Yep.
Okay. Yep.
I would
I was
like
just
to-
gonna say, like, does it look anything like? Does it look like a normal cavern? Because I know we're kind of close to the Alderald.
Alderald.
Al-
Yeah, feel
Alderald.
free to roll a nature or a history check or investigation check. There's a lot of different things here that could apply to it.
I'll
I'll
roll
just
the
do-
perception because I'll keep an
I'll
eye
just do
out.
investigation. I got a 9.
Also a 9.
I will grant you a reroll to your search action
Oh,
as a ranger. As my
look at
ranger
you with the
simple
new
encounter.
rules.
Yeah.
Ooh, 11 plus.
So out of curiosity, you're using the social rules for that?
Yeah. Okay,
This is exploration. This is not a social encounter.
What if I'm talking the entire time?
Don't rules lawyer me. So yeah, the intent's not to be used. Like this is where spells and
Yeah.
other guidance. This is
Okay.
where all that's applicable, right?
Oh, I
This
should've
is not a
used
social.
guidance. Damn.
You have
Sorry.
guidance.
You can give yourself guidance, and it's a new character. You would have probably given yourself guidance.
Okay,
That's all
I'm
right.
gonna add a D4 to that.
I figured that's what that meant. I just wanted to see if
That's
you could do it.
It takes a 9 to a 10.
Okay.
That perception check.
And just to add to the narrative here, Thalen was back there. He's providing this light and this little bit of quietness. Ludo kind of gwins up. He's kind of looking around. And what it seems like to me, Ludo's like, okay. And then Micah just like walks by and starts like looking around. And then Thalen would have to come closer, right, with light. So now, Ludo, you're like maybe we're scouting a little bit, but now all of them are just like walking past you into the space.
Okay, that's fine. He doesn't really want to go first anyway.
But with a 10, unfortunately, you don't notice anything.
Sure. So wait, can you just tell me on this map is east, north, is east like, because east I'm used to being pointing to the left. Where's east here?
East to the right.
To the right.
Huh?
East is, oh, sorry. I'm
Yeah.
so sorry. East
Yeah.
is right. No,
Yeah,
I
I'm
was
still
just-
in this case for this map, east is going to be the right normal. Like the map is cardinal
south,
direction.
okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We need to go west.
No, I
Never
my-
eat
this
sour
little-
weenies.
There's this little
Just about to make a
button.
Weeks reference.
There's this little button on the Roll20 that's like it looked like a compass
Bullseye.
rose, but it's just a center.
Uh-huh.
Never mind. So I was misunderstanding what that was.
All good.
Okay, cool. Let's go this way then, guys. What do you think?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's the most
Which is the
easterly.
way that the echo was that the way the echoes were coming?
So I need
where-
everyone to
Nobody
roll
knows what the fuck is
initiative.
that?
Oh no!
Everyone
Oh,
needs to roll
shit.
initiative. None of you
Oh.
caught these invisible creatures in here, so you're surprised,
Fuck
which
me.
means you roll a
Damn it.
disadvantage for your surprise.
Well,
I don't know
I
if
don't
you
think I need to roll. I'll just roll the one.
I don't know if you caught this, Tula, but you actually have advantage on initiatives, so you would be rolling a
Mhm.
straight roll.
So wait,
Oh,
we roll
okay.
disadvantage for initiative.
Yep, that's what surprises now. There's no
Yep,
more
surprised.
skipping turns or anything like
That's cool.
that.
That's good.
The
Well-
flip of that is something for you guys to think about. This is kind of like a more of like a nuanced rule in the new setup. So if someone actually sorry. You all rolled really sorry. I'm probably just going to call for a reroll here because the other rule you guys are bumping up against is that you all took the stealth action, right? You took the hide action, which is a stealth roll, and you all were successful. So that means, according to the new
Oh, it's
rules, you
even.
technically have the invisible
Invisible.
condition. And a new rule for invisible is you have advantage on your initiative rolls if you roll while you're invisible. So therefore,
Okay.
straight rolls.
Okay.
That was actually a funny
Cancel,
interaction
cancel.
there. Yeah. So I would just say do a
Well,
refresh
thank
re-roll. Let's get it in just
Okay.
fresh and just do straight.
Sitting at a nice
Sorry for anyone
spot.
who still
That's
rolled
better.
good.
14.
And it got worse.
180.
16 got better.
Yeah, thank God. Otherwise, I had a 4.
All right. I had a
Guys, I'm so excited for combat. You have no idea. So
Alright.
excited.
I'll roll again.
Sorry if I've been rushing through RP for other people.
That's okay.
Nah.
I've just
Very
been
good.
really pumped.
Mhm.
There we go.
Yeah, because I want to try out the new
Exactly. I want to
Duh.
try out the new stuff.
before I go to China next week.
I took a cool feat. I can't wait to try.
All right, there's 4 creatures in this room. They are invisible. I'm going to show the tokens. They're technically hidden stealth, so you actually don't know where they are, but you'll start seeing their effects. So actually, I'm not going to show them on the map yet.
Sure.
And actually, This is gonna be all that weird invisibility rules here because these are special critters. Yeah, yeah, they're not gonna. I'll straight up tell you, they're not gonna be breaking, invisibility by doing certain things. So this will be a interesting combat. Okay, sorry.
Mhm.
Thinking of all the. I need to roll initiative for them. I'll do 2 initiatives. Natural 1 at least for 2 of them. And then for the other ones. Cool. Bronco, what did you roll for initiative?
16.
16.
Sorry.
All right, get it in
I
there.
really hope we can get through two
Oh,
two
shoot.
rounds.
I'm sorry. I just realized they were invisible, so they had advantage on their rolls.
Rules.
Yep, new rules, who dis? All right, so that's that. And then Okay. Tula, you are up first. Oops, shift that. And I'm gonna go ahead and give you a free perception check because we're kind of like a weird territory now because you're not surprised. So something's about to happen. You hear movement. So go ahead and roll a perception check for me.
I do not have fairy fire.
I just wanted to make sure that I
not-
wasn't gonna steal your thunder if you.
Oh
I know
no,
rangers
no,
have that.
almost none of my spells.
What'd
are
you roll,
saving throw
Tula?
Spells.
9.
9. You notice something in the wall to your north. You see where I'm pinging?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, something. You see one of the rocks there kind of begin to shake and begin to gently lift up off the surface. And you see maybe something might be there, and it seems like it's about to hit you with something. So if you'd like to try and hit something there, it's normal invisibility, like disadvantage on attack rolls, spells that require sight. It's still the same, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure all that interacts the same way. So keep that in mind for your spells that require sight. But otherwise, attack rolls, if you have an idea of where it is at disadvantage. So if you wanted to try something here, at something generally in this area, you could.
Yeah, she's gonna use her longbow and just try
Okay.
to hit like around here.
Yep, go ahead and roll an attack roll at disadvantage.
Oh man, I got a 16.
16 will hit.
Hey,
Cool. And I had a nat 20 there.
Oh, yeah, at least you still hit.
12.
12. It will be halved. Unless you gave your... Wait, no. I think I saw on your sheet. You have bracers of archery. JK.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not resistant to that. So you do 12 damage. Let's talk about weapon masteries. You have a bow, and it has the slow property, if I remember correctly. So whatever you just hit, you definitely get an idea or feeling that you hit something kind of spectral and invisible there. But the arrow does. You guys see arrow hit something. You just hear, and wherever that
Which
critter
direction
is,
this?
this one is right about here-ish. And so that one will now have -10 to its movement, if I remember slow correctly.
nice.
Mm-hmm.
And those don't stack. So if there's like 5 people shooting bows, you don't get to like, just FYI. And it does say like doesn't stack. All right, that's your first attack.
I do get a second, I believe.
You should have extra attack. Still at disadvantage, but you can definitely go again.
Got 2.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
I said gots 2.
Oh,
So,
gots 2.
13.
13. 13 still hits.
Cool. With 11 damage.
Excellent. All right, would you like to move and use any bonus actions?
She will not move. She'll just stay. No bonus.
Boom, 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 boom. So you see this rock that was kind of shivering, shaking, like begin to lift up, and a little bit of pebbles come down. You shoot, and then you just hear like, and that rock comes flying right at you, Tula. Nat 20. It had advantage, but it hits a nat 20 on this. It could be worse. It could be worse. I don't want to scare you too much.
Not scared.
Here, let me just put it in chat. All right. Doop, doop, doop. Okay, 8 bludgeoning damage as the rock slams into you. I don't think anything crazy beyond that happens, but you all see it, so you all have a general idea there's something there, and it's making this kind of like noise. It does move, so I'm going to reveal it, but it's still invisible. But now you guys at least have an idea of where it is. So it kind of moves out and over into this wall here. All right, Micah, I need you to make a strength check. Did you hear me, Lindsay?
Sorry.
Strength check.
Sorry, I got a text. I was just like, I completely spaced out for a second.
All good.
Strength check. Coming at ya, boy. 9.
9 total. Okay. This is a contest. I'll explain all the mechanics here in a second. Let's see how well
If you had
they
waited till my
roll.
turn, I would have had advantage.
No. So it contests you with, technically this thing's using a charisma check. So it's like a strength thing, or like against your strength, but you feel yourself, your body just like, and you just, against your will, as you try and hold yourself down, are lifted up into the air. And you guys see Micah like, wham! You go flying up into the ceiling, 30 feet up into the air. And you don't take damage from hitting the wall 30 feet up or the ceiling. You take the damage when you fall back down as it releases you, and you take 3d6 damage from the 30 feet of fall.
That's cool, though. Do I have an inclination of where this came from?
Yes. 13 bludgeoning damage.
13?
I have Featherfall
Oh, yeah. Use it.
as a reaction.
Yeah. Are you in range? Is ranging looking good here?
60 feet.
He's like
Excellent.
right next
Easy
to me.
peasy. Yep. All right.
Sweet.
So,
Oh,
so you're now like
Thank
just
you, thank you.
gently coming down, and you land on the ground, not prone or anything. You take no damage. That's the first time I've seen Featherfall used in so freaking
I know,
long.
right?
I'm so glad. Thank you.
Air Genasi, man. I got you.
You heard
Appreciate it.
this one here, kind of, again, still invisible, but you're heard like, fuck you. Bronca, your turn is up.
You said we can't see these.
They're invisible, right? But you can hear them, so you have an approximate location.
D'accord. Premièrement, j'aimerais rager. I would like to rage.
Yeah.
Nice. That's cool.
What does that mean?
It means I
I'd
would
like to
rage.
rage.
I said,
Oh.
okay,
Yeah, sure.
first of all, I would like to rage.
Oh, I thought you were saying something really mean in French.
No, but
I
we can
mean-
pretend I was.
You
Okay,
could
I'm gonna
interpret it that
pretend.
way.
I'm gonna pretend that you.
Bronca is
that tone,
raging.
too.
Let's go.
So is it still a disadvantage because
Yep.
they're invisible? Okay.
Correct.
Does it matter if I like move with that rule? Like, do I? Because I don't actually know where they are, right?
Well, the way I like, they're very specific. It's sound based, right? But I like to be very liberal with the idea. They're not taking the stealth hide action, so you hear them, and then you see like even though they're incorporeal, I'm just being very liberal with it. Like you see like little rocks and stuff falling where their locations are, right? You feel a presence there, so you're like you have an idea of where they are.
Okay. So yeah, so I will go up to, I guess, where I believe this one to be and attack at disadvantage. I will attack with my battle axe. Oh, nope, that's damage.
I'm
Sorry, I'm
assuming
tired.
I don't know how much you've played Barbarian, but do you have Reckless? Not saying you have to use it, but that would give you a straight roll.
I think so.
Yeah, they normally get at level
Micah
2.
yells at you, when you're done,
4.
back up. I've got a thing.
What is...
They get it pretty early.
Oh yeah. Sorry. When
You
you
get it
make
at
your
second
first
level.
attack roll on your turn. Yep. Yeah, I will do that. So would it
That
just
carried
be?
poor Tark through so much.
Oh, I know they've made adjustments to rage. It essentially works the same way we've always ran it. One of the new little wrinkles, though, it's like in the rare circumstance where a rage is like could end because you haven't done damage or taken damage, you can actually spend another rage to keep it going, I think, or something weird like that. So there's a little bit of new wrinkles to it, but it's pretty much the same.
My first roll was a 23.
23 hits. This one has 1 damage. Feel free to roll health if you want, or 1 health left. So
Yeah, sure, why not? 4 damage.
Cool.
Only
only 4.
I thought I saw 9.
Yeah. What?
That
Oh,
doesn't sound right.
sorry. It was It was a 4 on the dice roll, and then I add.
To be
5.
fair, these are spectral ghosties, and we know how that usually is. If it's not silvered magic, it would have been half, but it still was plenty. But yeah, 4 seemed low.
I have
but
a +1 battle axe.
perfect. So it would not have bypassed anyways. All right. You still know there's
Um,
one kind of ish over here ish.
Also, rage damage. I don't think was included in that, but doesn't matter.
Fair
So then, yeah, with my second attack, I will go over to that one.
Wait, what'd you say about your rage damage?
Wasn't even added.
She didn't add it, but it didn't
Oh.
matter, kind of thing, because it had 1 health.
Oh, okay.
So she's just moving forward. Yep. And if you want to climb up
Um,
the wall here, a little bit, and take a swing, you totally can. But you're like scrambling
Yes,
the cave
and
wall a
I
little
do
bit.
have a climb speed.
Yes,
go.
even better.
Ah.
I have a
Yes.
45-foot climb speed. From my subclass. So yeah, I'll do that. How far up do I have to go for that?
It was literally like 5 feet, not very far.
Okay, sure.
You can
Yeah,
reach up to him.
just to use the climbing speed.
Yep.
And then this one is at disadvantage because I can't use. I can only use reckless once.
If you reckless,
It's per turn.
So if you reckless, you have to do the beginning of your turn, but then every attack is at advantage.
Everything is reckless.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Cool. I'll do that then. With my battle axe. Shit, why did I roll it at advantage? Okay, the first one was a 10. So 18.
18 hits. Oh yeah, Battle Axe probably has. I don't know. Battle Axe's mastery property.
It is topple.
Topple.
If you hit a creature with a battle axe, you can force it to make a con saving throw. DC 8 plus 3 plus
This is to make it go
4
prone, right?
to make it go prone.
These are immune to prone, so.
I thought that might
Yeah,
be the
yeah.
case.
Yep, let's get that damage.
It was. Sorry, I think it rolled because long story short, it thought I managed to roll with advantage and then got a crit on the second one. It wasn't a crit, so I'm going to try that again. Oh, but I am attacking with.
Hmm?
Sorry, my brain has left me.
So we got
Versatile
Battle
means
Axe.
if I'm using it two-handed, I get the higher damage.
That's oh, Battle Axe is a D8. Interesting.
Yeah, D8 or D10.
Yeah.
It's versatile.
Yeah, so I'm assuming you're doing
So D8 or
two-handed.
D10.
Yeah, I'm doing it two-handed. So
It actually has the D10 underneath it now. The old sheets didn't have that. For like,
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, it's
No,
D8
it's
slash
there.
D10.
we're in the 21st
Um,
century now, baby.
So 13
Plus rage damage.
slashing, plus rage damage, which is, why won't it show me what that is?
Probably +2. Maybe it's +3 or level 6.
+2, +2, +2.
+2. Okay. And that critter is officially, it has the bloodied condition.
And I will use a bonus action since Micah told me
You
to move away.
raged as a bonus
Oh
action?
yeah.
Yeah.
Boo. Yeah. Okay. Never mind. She'll just back up. And probably take attack of opportunity.
Okay.
But
It is at advantage because it's invisible. Is that okay?
that's fine.
Oh,
Yep.
and you reckless, so it's got super
Wait.
advantage.
Can I say, Micah? Do I really need to move?
I mean, you don't have to. I'm gonna make them a lot easier to hit. You also just might be easier to hit.
Very
And also,
fair.
things already have advantage against you anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Whatever. I'll just stay where I am.
Fine. Micah, you're up.
Cool. I yell out an apology to Ludoviticus and who else is that? Kane? Maybe it's Kane. And I
Oh,
cast. I think I'm gonna do it right.
well, I thought aren't they
Here.
all these squares 10 foot?
No,
The measurement tools.
The measurement's really close to being accurate. It's
Oh,
not
is it?
perfect, but the measurement tool. I meant to mention that earlier.
Beautiful.
I got as close as I
I'm gonna
could,
cast
so
Fairy Fire
assume it's correct.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Oh,
to reveal any invisible creatures. Sorry, everybody.
So pretty
but
much
I think if
everyone,
we
right?
can hit
Yeah.
them
Yeah.
faster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so invisible
That's a
creatures need to
dex
make what
save.
kind of save? Deck saves?
A dex
Okay.
save from everyone. Well, everyone actually has to make it.
Yep.
Sorry, guys. It won't hurt you. It'll just make you easier to hit.
What's your DC?
Wow.
It is 14.
I'm
14.
getting all these ones.
The
Damn,
one next to
13.
Brunka
16.
succeeds. This one south does
fail.
not succeed. Here, I'm gonna put let's put a little token to show that one is invisible. And then this one is not anymore. You do reveal one down here, and there's still one more that needs to do a roll.
Okay. Phew.
And then another fail. So the one Brunka's
go.
fighting is still invisible, but two more are now visible. Boop, boop, boop.
Okay.
Who all
Um,
failed?
Me.
I said
Me.
14.
Okay.
right?
What?
I got a 16. I succeeded.
I failed as well.
Anyone who
see.
failed, cannot benefit from the invisible condition, and attacks against you have advantage. If they
Failing
have to concede.
succeed. Tula, did you succeed?
What am I doing?
Dexterity saving
save.
throw. Kane, I think you failed, right?
Yes.
Micah, did you fail your own spell?
I got a
Do I count? Do I have to do it?
If you're in the radius when you
Yeah.
cast it, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Sure. I will do so. 18. I succeed.
Okay, what'd you roll, Tula?
20.
20. And then Brunka, you failed, correct?
I failed. Yes.
Danger sense. I'm pretty sure you had advantage on that check.
I
Fingers
did. Yep.
crossed.
That was with
Yeah.
advantage.
That was with advantage. Okie
That was
dokie.
with advantage.
All right. Anything else, Micah?
I don't think I'm gonna do this quite yet. I'm gonna save this my
Alright,
bonus action
Phelan.
for later. I just really hope I get to go again.
Aelin's up.
That's me.
Thalen is up.
welcome.
So I can see
Skull and
this
crossbones
one's
are,
really close.
are seeable.
Okay. I would usually go for one of the undamaged ones, but I have the Colossus Slayer. So I'm actually going to tag myself with I'll do Zephyr Strike. I'm going to cast Zephyr Strike on myself as a bonus action. Let's see here. I'm gonna move. Is there a measuring tool I can use here? I don't usually have to do this as warden because it never matters. I'll end up. Yeah, okay, that works. That's 40 feet. And I will attack this creature.
That one is invisible, just so you know.
Yep, that's okay.
Okay.
I see these ones, but I hear this one and I know it's been beaten up.
Okay.
And I'm doing that because these ones are undamaged and Colossus Slayer won't work. And I get advantage because of Zephyr Strike.
All right, so straight roll.
On one attack. On this first one. And I am going to use fucking Savage Attacker. So I can roll if I hit, that is.
Okay.
I don't know if I hit.
What'd you roll?
12.
12 is their AC. You hit.
Okay, fantastic. So that's going to do... And I do have a magic weapon. I got the moon touched.
Nice.
It's going to be... D8, and some D6s here.
It has 7 health, so it's up to you if you want to like do Savage Attacker
Oh.
after that and stuff. So just tell me if you kill
Okay,
it.
well, it's dead. I rolled a 5 and a 3 on my damage dice,
Okay.
plus 5.
There's your first attack.
He's dead, and that gives me an extra Zephyr Strike. Also, when I attack, it gives me an extra 30 feet of movement.
Ooh.
And I will then go to this one over here. Yeah.
You get
It will
advantage.
count you double movement to climb up that. Assuming you don't have a
Oh,
climb
okay.
speed. But and it's
I don't.
do you have enough to with that that's one square at double movement. Are you good?
I think, yeah, down there's 20, so it would be... I don't think I can make it, actually. So to get here is 20 feet of movement from where I was, but I have 30 feet. I don't know.
You're
if
good
that's-
then. If
I
you had
don't-
30 left, I
I
think
am
you're
good.
good. If you're 30,
Yeah, it
all right,
gives you an extra 30 feet whenever
5,
you hit
10,
with that attack.
15, 20, 25.
Or yeah.
There you go.
Okay. And I will bring. Oh god, I never get to get this close to these monsters.
You will have advantage on your attack because of Fairy Fire.
Oh yeah. Thank you. And this one hasn't taken any damage, so this is just straight.
Fairy Fire is concentration.
16.
Think. I'm sorry to tell you this, Lindsay, but your detect object is now down. Tragically.
Oh
Is what?
no.
Your
Detect
you had
object.
technically you could have had detect object still up because it was concentration, but Fairy Fire would have dropped it.
Well, we know
Yeah,
the
I
general
didn't even-
location.
God, I didn't even think of that. Yeah.
I still think you would have probably
Yep.
still done Fairy Fire, right?
Yeah.
I'll tell you this: before all that went down, you felt like you were about pretty close. It was really getting pretty close, directly to the east and the side of the wall that you're to your east.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that.
16 plus 8, so
Yep.
in the 20s somewhere.
Yep, 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 yep,
And
yep,
I will
yep.
do Savage Attacker on this one. That was really good damage dice. Okay, hold on. That was also really good. The first one was better. That's gonna be 11 plus 5. That's gonna be 16 damage.
Okay, bloody.
I think that's my turn. Yeah, that's my turn. That's it.
Okay.
Turn.
Sorry, keep trying to keep the energy up.
Alrighty. So, King can see these, huh? So, Kane's gonna use a bonus action to gain Giant's Might, which
Ooh.
once on each of my turns, I get a choice of one of these benefits for a minute, but to go quick, once for each of my turns, one of my attacks with a weapon or an unarmed strike can deal an extra 1d6 damage to a target on hit. So I can do this 3 times.
So as a
Fantastic.
bonus action, you magically gain the following benefits which last for minutes. If you're smaller than large, you become large.
Mhm.
You
It's
get
like
real
enlargement,
swole.
basically.
You got real swole. And then
Whoa.
you have advantage on strength checks
Oh,
and strength
all of
saving
them.
throws. Yeah, you get all that.
Yeah.
advantage on strength checks or strength saving throws. Once on each returns, when your attacks with weapon and strike can deal an extra 1d6. Excellent. Cool.
Oh,
Well, you
I
get all of
remember,
that.
That's like what Akumu does.
Oh, fucking Halo had this.
Okay.
I remember this.
All right, game.
Halo.
You are giant bigoted.
Biggity.
Yep,
You're-
I remember
you're-
this.
You're Draco's big ED.
Yep.
That was a fun character concept.
He can get extra
Halfling-
big.
Halfling giant.
And he's going to go over here since he sees this one. And these two look kind of close by.
It will count
Just-
double. I think you have plenty of movement, but it'll be double on those squares that are on the cave as you kind of climb up the wall a little bit.
Well, I'm not going to climb out the wall. Is it literally 10 feet away from me?
It's probably more technically like 15 feet because it's like up a little bit into the wall.
I'll just get closer.
There you go. It's now 10 feet.
10 feet, okay. 'Cause that's how much range I need with my lance. So, plus one lance. So here comes the first attack. Alright, 17.
Yeah.
Okay, this. Here comes. Ooh, that's gonna be 14 damage plus
Damn.
d6. Oh, it's
Damn.
only one extra, so that's 15 total. I think the lance is a topple effect, which if
that's
they're immune to
immune
prone,
yeah.
yep. So that's not gonna work.
All right.
Hold on a second. Also, when he gets hit, the fire rune on the lance lights up and does its damage, which is a
What,
2d6. Oh,
what feature is that that's triggering?
the rune. So when you hit a creature with an attack using a weapon, well, actually, I can put this display in. There you go. I just put it
Sound
on
like you put in roll 20.
roll 20. When you hit a creature with an attack using a weapon, you can invoke the rune to summon fiery shackles. The target takes an extra 2d6 fire damage, and it must succeed on a strength saving throw or be restrained for 1 minute. And while restrained by the shackles, the target takes 2d6 fire damage at the start of each of its turns. The target can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of its turns, banishing the shackles on a success. Once you invoke this rune, you can't do so again until you finish a short or long rest.
What are
Yeah,
you
yeah.
doing to these poor fucking ghosts, dude?
I know, dude. I'm just gonna hit him on that.
Jesus.
I'm gonna nuke it.
Jesus
Ruining
Christ!
them.
You know, it's like in the first 20 feet of the cave.
I will
Or
tell you
extra
guys
damage.
this: the combat in this adventure is heavy up front. So use all your toys, have fun.
Aw.
Yep. But I won't
Better
be
be
here
more
for-
coming though. After
Where
that,
the
just
fuck-
this.
I did try to let you guys know there's a lot of RP in this one.
I mean, I love RP. I just
Mhm.
want more than one round. That's
I'll-
all. That's all.
There's more in the cave.
Yeah.
There's more in the cave.
Yeah, that's all I meant.
Yeah.
I just want like a little. I
No,
just
no.
wanna use,
Yeah,
like,
you're
one
good for
more
the cave.
ability.
Okay. Just yep. Okay,
Is it dead with 4 damage?
4 fire damage, half because it's resistant. It's not dead.
Fire?
Oh,
It is
fuck, I would have known that
resistant
if
to
I
fire.
used fucking Hunter's Mark instead of Zephyr Strike.
Way to go, Rob.
God damn.
Your steamrolling
Okay,
is
good.
not as effectively steamrolling now because that's Kane's first attack. It's still up.
Yep, first attack.
And it was at full
And
health.
here
so
comes-
It's definitely bloodied.
Here's the second attack. 18.
Yep.
That's where I'm gonna hit. Oh, another 14 damage.
That'll take
Giant
out.
strength has already been dead.
That is dead.
Okay. Kane's gonna go next. And that's it.
All right. Thalen, I need you to make a strength check for me, please.
Check. I'm pretty good at those.
This is a contest against its charisma.
Ooh, really good. 19? 19. Oh no.
It's a straight 19. All right. If your creature the card makes a critical check, but the card wins the contest. I think the tie goes to you.
Mm,
Fuck.
I mean, I would be totally.
I
down
don't
to just
remember
roll again for
anymore.
funsies.
You don't mind being thrown around? Is that what you said?
I mean, I wouldn't mind rolling again. So that sounds like fun.
Sure. Let's roll because my brain, I don't know like where to be able to look
Rollies,
for that.
rollies
Yeah.
action.
No rollies.
Natural 20. I'll take a picture. of
Norse. I believe you. All right. It tries, you hold on as it tries to throw you and thrust you off out into the distance, but it does try to move away from you. So that is an attack opportunity from you at advantage, and Kane has advantage as it moves through all of your guys' movement ranges. This is. Let's start with Thalen because it is
19.
definitely bloodied. Go and roll your damage. How much damage?
Sorry, I'm rolling.
How much? Did you say?
13.
How much? How much?
13. 13.
And you have a magic weapon that you're hitting them with right now?
Yes.
Okay, couldn't remember. It is gone and dead.
oh.
Oh my god, I'm kind of good at this.
Okay.
Mm.
Hold music. Hold music. Hold music.
We need to have Ludo fight something.
Sorry. Where's this at? There
Yeah, what the fuck?
it is. Okay.
I know you might be used to servants back at the old manor.
Oh yeah. Cast lightning bolt.
What?
Cast
Thalen?
lightning bolt on Thalen.
You can go through me. It's okay. I'm resistant
is
to
this?
lightning.
What is this? Ew.
No!
Ah.
Ew. Oh yes,
Not
please.
the ooze,
attack.
bro.
Oh
Do
my
it.
god.
Do it.
They don't have enough movement.
Kill up, kill
Yeah.
up.
Suck
Yeah.
Ludo in.
So wordy.
Ludo, your turn.
So wordy.
Ludoviticus is getting attacked by slimes.
Okay.
They're not moving stealth or
Well-
anything. You just hear the behind you and you're like, oh, God.
Right.
Or how do you
Oh,
react to it?
shit.
But yeah, you see them coming.
Okay. Well, he'll move 10 feet this way. Alright, well. New adversaries, change of plans. Alright, this is gonna be really quick, even though my character's super complicated. I am going to cast.
I'm so
Scroll up.
complicated.
I know. I'm gonna cast. Okay, it's less complicated now. Rhymes Binding Ice on these guys.
Mm,
That's a
hell?
30-foot cone.
it's a
Is
fun
that a
one.
rhyme of the Frost Maiden reference?
Yeah.
Oh, and it rolled for me, so looks like 20 cold damage.
What kind of save are you looking at here? Probably
17
dexterity?
con save.
Oh, con save there. Okay, what's your DC?
17.
17. All right, the first one there is a fail. Okay. Second one. That's a natural 20 there. Okay. So first one fails, second one succeeds. So what's your damage?
Okay, 20 cold damage.
20 cold
and-
damage.
Yep. So it says, if they fail, a creature takes 3d8 cold damage and is hindered by ice formations for 1 minute or until another creature within reach uses its action to break away the ice. So the speed is reduced to 0. On a successful save, it takes half as much damage and isn't hindered by the ice.
Okay. Okay. It's hindered, but there's now 2 little ones there.
Ooh,
Okay.
cute.
Damn it.
Okay.
Great.
Anything else, Ludo?
Nope, I think that's it. Actually, I'm gonna move another 10 feet back. Just kidding. 15 feet back.
Excuse you.
What's their movement penalty right now?
The ones that did fail to
That's
save have a movement of 0, as they're like frozen solid.
That's my
Come at me,
dashes.
bro.
It dashes and it's like reaching at you with a tendril and it cannot reach you. Okay, it is 11:45, top of the order. Some slow moving ochre jellies
Yeah.
for next time.
Sweet.
Sounds good.
GG's.
Hell yeah.
GG's. All right, everyone have a
I
good
gotta
night.
freeze something.
Bye, Charlie. Charlie's gone next
Yeah.
week.
Bye,
Charlie.
We'll feed Kane to the
Yeah.
monsters.
Thank
There's-
you.
Charles.
Yeah.
Kane.
Bye.
Have fun in
See you guys in a month.
China. That's wild. A month
Yeah,
without you.
Yeah.
That's gonna be the
If I
longest
don't-
I've gone without doing
Wow.
D&D with you. That's wild.